So what's the plan?
The plan is we pick like 4 movies and then like we watch them. I don't know, talk about them, like go home.
And why are we doing that?
Oh yeah, good point. Okay, the plan is we are randomly assigned by the legally distinct movie roulette a category. Attached to said category are 4 movies we feel fit said category, and then each week we take one of those movies and we talk about it in depth in the context of said category. We call it Cinema Forecast, and we make $1 million.
Ah, and just wait till this all blows
It
over.
all blows over. Welcome everyone to another episode of Cinema Forecast.
Spooky.
It is the spooky month of October, and it is I, your host, Alfredo Arnaisibila, and with me as always, Connor Shaun Zimmerman.
Oh wow, dropping that spooky middle name in there.
Dropping his spooky dooky middle name. Yes. And I'm giving myself an extra last name that isn't legally on my birth certificate in the United States.
Love it.
Yeah, welcome everyone to another episode. Here we are. It's Zombie Month. You got the whole spiel up top. It's so efficient when we can do that, don't you think?
Oh yeah, just slip it right into that bit.
Slip her right into the bit, dude. I mean, we bow to the bit.
We bow to the bit.
We bow to the
One
bit.
of the core tenets.
We bow to the bit and we finger the finery. That's what we're here to do. And speaking of all that, fun is the enemy of the nitpick. So here we are to bring some fucking fun, to destroy the nitpicking that might be happening around the holiday season. Perhaps people feel that things are getting too spooky, or they're like, you know, do we have time for spookiness when the government is shut down? And I say, fi.
Perfect time for spookiness.
Perfect time for spookiness.
Prime season.
This is going to be the first episode to release while I am on my vacation.
Ah yes.
Little peek behind the Iron Curtain.
Alfredo is leaving me.
Yeah, I'm gonna go abroad for 10 days.
How spooky.
I'm gonna be on sabbatical. So just know, if you're flooding us with comments and like 5-star reviews, poor Connor's got to work his 9 to 5. You know, he's not gonna be able to handle all of that on his own. So just keep that in mind. But anyway, back to zombies. For the month of zombies, we have watched Night of the Living Dead.
That's right.
We have watched
Train to Busan.
And today we watched Shaun of the Dead.
That's right.
And boyo, this was fucking fun.
I love this
It was
movie.
good fun.
It's
Do you remember,
so fun.
You remember your first time?
I saw this in theaters with my dad. I do.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. I think I might have seen it in theaters as well with my dad, maybe my sister, but I don't really remember. I don't remember the specifics. I think maybe this is either my second or third time watching. I think maybe third or fourth time watching it.
I'm probably around that ballpark too, yeah.
Very fun movie. This is one that you could like slam on when you're hanging out with your friends and you're just like, hell yeah.
I think especially with the analytical lens I take on, like when we're doing the podcast, I was just really noticing how brilliantly crafted like the writing and just so much of the foreshadowing and like, all the cool editing. It's so fun.
How many movies have we done where one of the writers has been a star? I don't think we've done any so far.
That's
I could
a great
be wrong,
question.
but I'm almost certain we haven't done any.
Yeah.
So it's really cool.
I don't remember it coming
Shaun
up.
of the Dead, written
Yeah.
by Simon Pegg, written by Edgar Wright,
Yeah.
directed by Edgar Wright, starring Simon Pegg. We've got Nick Frost. We've got Dylan Moran. We've got friggin' Lisa. Oh my God. No. What's her name? I can't remember her name. Why can't I remember her name? Lucy Davis. Lucy Davis. Yes, that's right. Kate Ashfield. A bunch of really like some people. Oh, and then we have Peter Serafinowicz, literally Darth Maul himself.
Oh, yeah.
In the movie.
Yeah.
Playing a guy who's just named Pete, and that's his name. That's fucking sick. I love that. Lucy Davis from The Office, I believe.
Oh, is that right?
The British Office, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Martin Freeman makes a little fucking cameo in it. Very English movie. Let's talk themes.
Oh, yeah.
Let's talk themes,
Yep.
zombie themes, and then let's just let's wade into the waters of these zombie infested waters.
Yeah,
if
right
you will,
into that horde.
of the Thames.
Oh.
Ooh. Ooh.
Okay, number 1. Deconstruction of society. This movie had so much more of a theme than I was expecting. Like, I remembered the kind of arc of Shaun throughout it, but just like how it's stated so much over and over, in not the most like blatant way either. Like I feel like it's pretty like you can get caught up with the action and not really be paying attention to how much it's hammered in. But like the deconstruction of society being this moment for Shaun to come into his self, right? And that fits into my later themes. But number 2, meditation on death, and I also added meditation on death and life, because I think that's the more important part of these movies is exploring what it means to live
Yeah,
through
absolutely.
death,
Yeah, for sure.
right?
No, I think it is the dichotomy that sets up like you can't talk about one without the other in a
Yeah.
way, you know?
Yeah. Number 3, the best and worst of humanity. Seeing people go to their fringes, seeing them lose their damn mind, or find a new heroic self
Yeah,
within.
absolutely.
And number 4 is Rebirth, which this movie is definitely an example of that, right?
Yeah, and it is also very hero's journey, you know?
Yeah.
Heavy HJ in this
It's a
situation.
lot of HJ in this
Yeah,
one.
I was actually very impressed as well because I thought that it drew so much on like previous zombie movies. There's so many direct quotes to Night of the Living Dead in this
Yeah,
movie,
absolutely.
and it feels almost like a hopeful sort of spin on that story.
Yeah.
Like even though it is kind of devastating the things that happen, there is this optimism to it that I really appreciated, you know, that I felt that didn't feel like cheesy or just like, oh, it's just a comedy. Like there was this genuine sort of like positive view of, I mean, amongst just exploring the different sides of humanity, there's positive view of like, hey, you know, we can work together, or like any moment is a good moment to become like, to take the next step to being someone different, you know? Like I thought, yeah, and that shit
kind of
resonated with me.
similar themes to Train to Busan.
Yeah, no, for sure. I really felt like this, even though it came before Train to Busan, it's like really encapsulating a lot of stuff we've been talking about so far.
Absolutely.
So let's jump into it. Let's fucking do it. Let's hit her beat by beat. And let's say, as we like to say, we love to name people who work in the crew. But as you all know at this point in time, if you have been listening and paying attention, you'll know that Connor and I like to talk about two departments in particular. We like to talk about cinematography, and we like to talk about composers. So for the composers on this, we have a lot of modern music.
Yeah.
But we do have Dan Mudford and Pete Woodhead who are listed as the composers. Cinematographer is David M. Dunlap. While I'm here, I'm just going to shout out editor Chris Dickens, production designer Marcus Rolland, art director is Karen Wakefield. That shit is very important in a movie like this, you know? Like there's a lot of crazy cool makeup.
Yeah, this movie,
The effects too.
I feel like it just kind of nails it on basically every front.
Yeah, I mean, we'll get into it. We'll see. But I have
You got a few things, few nitpicks?
No, I'm just up there. Like
up there, yeah.
Just like very charmed by it.
Yeah, me too.
Very, very charmed
I was very
by
charmed by it too.
I have one big nitpick that's not even a nitpick. It's just very much like, it's a nitpick, but it's not like a nitpick. It's more like it's a product of its time.
Yeah.
And it's when he pulls up, I'll say it right now, it's when he pulls up to the apartment building and Nick Frost's character, Ed, pops out of the car and says, "What's up, N-words," you know, to them.
Oh, yeah.
And I was just like, oh my God. And you know what? I will admit, I'll say, when I saw that in 2004, I probably thought I was 13 years old. I probably thought it was so fucking funny.
Yep.
But now I'm just like, oh. But it's great because in that moment, and we'll get into a lot of more of the specifics of this, but in that moment, you see friggin' Simon Pegg's character, Shaun, literally goes is like, God damn, dude, you're fucking idiot.
Yeah, which is a big part of Ed's character.
Yeah. So it made me realize, like, even when I was a kid, I was like, oh, that's so funny. Like, Ed's so cool. Like, now I'm grown up and I'm like, oh, I see the movie for what you're really supposed to see, you know, like, which is like, he's a bit of a buffoon. He's a well-meaning buffoon, but he is a buffoon.
Absolutely. And just on the music note, I was just looking this up and I saw a random fact. It uses musical cues from the original Dawn of the Dead, which George Romero took from the Daywolf production music library. So that's fun.
Sick. That's dope. I love that. Also, did you notice Barbara is the name of the mother?
I did, yeah. I had the subtitles on and it was spelled differently and I was like...
It was spelled Barbara.
Yeah.
Barbara.
But yes, I definitely thought about that.
I love the way that it starts. Like, the sound right while the Universal logo is rolling is this like spooky, kind of sounded like 16-bit music. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it was like organ, like low resolution. Yeah.
And it's just for the beginning because then suddenly like Ghost Town by the Specials comes on. Yeah. I fucking love that song. The
soundtrack is so quirky and like fits so much of everything that's going on. Yeah, and all the vibes and
Queen later on.
Both songs, both times are great.
Yeah, it's great. Good. It's really good. It's really, really good. Yeah, very cute. Good stuff. I mean, that's Edgar Wright though, right?
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
how do you I mean, since we're here, since we're talking, we haven't talked about
Mm-hmm.
EO
Yeah, yeah,
himself.
yeah.
How do you feel what's your sort of general feeling on him? Are you generally warm? Have
Yeah, no,
you cooled over the
I
years?
think he's great. I wouldn't say I'm like super hot on him just because some of his movies haven't like connected with me as much. Like I really liked Hot Fuzz. I was more lukewarm on the third one, End of the World or something along those lines. We'll look it up or something. I don't know. Uh, and then Baby Driver I liked, but it also like felt like this movie felt like it had a much stronger emotional core
You also
to
did
it.
Scott Pilgrim. I don't know
Oh
if you've seen that
yeah,
movie.
yeah. I have seen bits and pieces of it. I haven't actually like sat down and fully watched it, so I feel like I don't have a super like in depth knowledge of everything he's done to have a strong opinion on him.
Yeah, for sure. I'm generally warm on him. I think he is a talented dude. I think he definitely like there are things in like some of his movies that like fall flat for me, but generally like if I see that he's working on something, I'm like interested to check it out.
Yeah,
I've heard him on like Comedy Bang Bang a couple times. He's a pretty funny dude. I also watched the like friggin' Scott Pilgrim like animated series that they made on Netflix. That was a wild trip. He was involved in that as well. Um, and it involved like the original cast doing voices and stuff. But it was weird, but I still dug it. I don't know. He seems like a weird dude, but I dig his brand of weird.
yeah. Well, I just like how unique he is. I mean, this is such a distinct style that is kind of like Tarantino-esque in how much it feels like it's borrowing from little pieces of things throughout cinema and stuff. Especially this movie, so many homages, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. One of the things I like throughout the like that's effectively used is those like quick cuts of like inserts of like hands doing things and
Yeah.
like all of those like look really badass. But as we're saying, it starts off with the spooky 16-bit. Then we have Ghost Town by the Specials. We see that they're in the pub, and there's this great bit. It's Shaun is who we start out on.
Yeah, he's just staring at the camera like
Yes.
like a zombie.
Yeah, like a zombie. Yes,
Yeah.
there's a lot of that that's really well done in this
Yeah.
that I think is super fun. And Liz is basically talking to him like saying like I need something to change, and he's basically like, hey, like whatever. But there's this great bit where they're talking about Ed, and then pan to Ed is
Yes.
actually there, and then
And
they're
it's
talking
not like
about
I don't like you.
yeah, yeah, and then it like pans to him.
Guys, it's not like I don't like you.
Yeah, yeah. Then with Diane and Daff or David as he is known.
Yeah.
Very very good. And also the like dialogue is like super snappy. Like the rhythm
so good.
is so good, right? She's also saying she doesn't want to hang out at the Winchester like for the rest of her life, right?
Yeah, that's kind of her. She's ready for more. Shaun is like complacent, kind of unambitious, doesn't really believe in himself too much. It seems kind of just walking through life without really like living life. I think is kind of the message of the story, which is again, yeah, similar to some of Train to Busan's themes.
Yeah, like you're kind of like a zombie in your normal life. Like
Yeah.
this needs to wake you up to like the better things in life. And there is this sort of thing like that where we see coming up with David's character, right? Where we hear, their anniversary was last week.
Oh yeah.
He still hasn't met her mom, like
Yeah.
and already kind of planting the seeds that like it's funny, right? In the comedy, you're like, oh, they're very like interested in like their like relationship, right? And then we see later on that it's because David is like, in love with Liz.
Yeah. Well, David remembers her anniversary when Shaun doesn't,
Yeah.
which is setting that up, and he's always.
But I also figured that at that point in the movie, you're like, oh, like she
Yeah.
probably complained about it to him, right? It's like is what you're thinking.
True. Yeah, I think the actor for David, what was his name again?
Dylan Moran.
Yeah, I think he does a great job at like showing those subtle little like moments of envy and like he is doing it in a comedic way still, but it's very snappy and feels like I think he does a great job.
Yeah, he's very funny. He's in that show Black Books, which
Haven't
is
seen
like
it.
yeah, I don't know. He's been in a fair amount of things that are where he's pretty funny. But essentially Shaun is like, no, I promise you, things are gonna change.
Yeah.
We're gonna go to that place that does all the fish,
Yeah.
the place with all the fish, or whatever they say.
There's a great moment. I noticed this early on, and I was so happy to see it come up again in reverse, where they all say his name, Shaun, 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 and every time it snaps to each of their faces, and then back to Shaun, and then we have this again with Liz later, and I was just like, oh, that's such a fun callback.
Yeah, a lot of really good stylistic stuff. It's like the tempo is just like up there. Like it's like it's not like you're watching a ballad of a movie, right?
Yeah.
This is like a high tempo sort of like jam.
I was struggling. I had to pause this movie more often and like rewind a couple times because there was just so much jam packed
It took
into.
me 40 minutes to watch the first 15 minutes, and then I was like, I have to I just have to let go. Like at
Yeah,
this point,
there
I
was
just kind of have to let it go.
I took so many notes, and I noticed this with Train to Busan too, where I was setting so much up, and then by a certain point, the action picks up a lot, and then there's not as much to write because it's just like big moments.
Yeah, for sure.
In this movie, there's that does happen to an extent with the action scenes, but there's a lot still happening during those moments.
Yeah, for sure. No, there's a lot of momentum.
Yeah.
Throughout, and I feel like, well, sorry. Let's get back on track here. So, Shaun is basically like, don't worry. Like Liz is like, I need things to change, and Shaun's like, I promise we're gonna change things. And then you see him sipping his beer, and he looks super unsure.
He kind of goes back to the zombie face.
Yeah, exactly. He does do the zombie face.
And Liz is like, Shaun?
Yeah. And it's like cut to montage of people living their everyday lives looking
I love this.
super zombie-esque. We have the people at the grocery store, and the grocery store clerk, she'll come back later because she's the girl in the backyard later on.
Yeah.
And then we see people at the bus stop, and they're just like not zombies, but just obviously like the prompt is like look lifeless, you know?
Yeah, you got the boy kicking the soccer ball.
Yeah, there's the kid with the soccer ball, and then there's the big crowd walking down the street.
Oh yeah,
like,
I love that.
Like
To the
it's
music,
yeah,
it's just
it's
so good.
strange,
It's so fun.
but it's great. It's very good.
Yeah.
And then of course we have Shaun waking up, and he's doing his whole yawn, resembling like a sort of zombie thing. And this is one of my favorite bits, I think, in the movie, and especially the way it comes back later, because of how intelligently it's done. Where you see he just slides on the couch, picks up he doesn't say anything. He just picks up the controller, and you hear player 2 has entered the game,
Yeah.
and then Ed just goes, don't you have work today? And you just hear player 2 has left the game.
Yeah.
This is so fucking funny. It's great. It's really good.
Yeah, like you said, just the momentum of it. Quick note on the boy with the soccer ball. This just kind of popped in my head when I saw it. The imagery of everyone going about their daily lives in a way that is very zombie-esque, like kind of like slave to the system kind of thing. Just kind of the same thing Shaun's going through, like a commentary on us all being complacent in our day-to-day life. But then it's the kid is the only time we see like the adult, or not an adult, but like a person alone. And it's just him playing with his soccer ball, kind of doing his own thing. So I was kind of thinking if there was commentary there on just like, he's not yet indoctrinated into our zombie walk.
Yeah, perhaps. Yeah, no, that's not a bad point because it definitely doesn't fit the pattern.
Mhm.
Like there's I think a reason for that, obviously. But yeah, good shit. We also have the cool fucking again, these like really quick shots. We have like him pissing and then brushing his teeth.
Yeah.
And just feels super snappy, just like
So many fun, quick cuts. Yeah.
yeah. And then we have Darth Maul showing up on the scene. Peter Serafinowicz. I love the jump scare of him in the mirror, the way he moves the mirror.
Yeah.
And then again, there's just so many things that are set up. And this is a thing I've talked about before: the geography of places. This movie does a pretty good job with that.
Yeah, well, especially the street,
the
just
street
between
with
this
the
and the
one
mini
shot
mart.
with the one shot that we're about to have.
Yeah.
But also just the setup of the house makes
Yeah.
perfect sense.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. True. That's a good point.
And then we have Pete telling Shaun dude, we need to do something about Ed, dude.
Yeah, he's sick of it.
Yeah, the door was left open, which also comes back.
Yeah, I love all the little moments like that. And just that he's saying to him, no, remember all the good times we had with Ed? And he's like, yeah, that was really good. That was 5 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And he's supposed to be 29 too, which I think in the space of because I was being my age right now, which is I'm 5 years older than he was then. I'm 34, right? I was just 5 years? That seems not that long ago. But when you're in your late 20s and you're getting into your professional life, that is yeah, dude, yeah, 24. When I was 24, I might have woken up next to a dumpster, and laughed it off and gone to work some fucking minimum wage job. But at 29, you're nah, dude, I'm not trying to do that anymore,
Yeah, I mean, we've definitely seen this character. It's a pretty popular trope, the guy who never moved on from the good old days in high school. The fun times,
Yeah, for sure. It's he doesn't really have a job either. So basically he's got to talk to Ed. Shaun is man, come on, like have a little sympathy. He's like, dude, he just like sells weed and stuff. And there's a funny moment here where Shaun says, you've sold a bit of puff, and he's like, yeah, once in college to you. And I thought again, dialogue is super snappy,
Yeah.
like just really good back and forths.
In the way that Shaun is so hesitant
To approach Ed.
approach Ed. Yeah, I mean that's his whole arc, right? Is like finding that backbone, finding that like will to take control of
Absolutely,
his
yeah.
life.
But also, I love the way that Pete is like, okay, when is he gonna go home? Like all this, because he doesn't sleep on the couch. It seems like he's not paying for it. Like he's just
He's just
crashing at their
yeah,
place.
permanent hangout.
But then I love how he like just like approaches it, and he still also seems kind of like scared of him because he's like, hey, could you pick up after yourself and take down other people's messages? Like that's like it was, which I think really speaks to like how shitty of like a roommate he is, right?
Yeah.
Like they're like, can you just do that? And he's like, it's the bare minimum,
Yeah.
just do the bare minimum. And then he turns around and he has the I am a prick on the fucking back of his blazer.
Of course. Yeah, there's so many times where like, damn it, Ed.
It's a good bit. It's a funny bit.
It's funny, yeah.
And then Shaun asks, like, he says, try for me, right? And Ed does his bit that comes back later on where he's like, I'm sorry, Shaun.
Yeah.
And Shaun is like, it's okay, dude. And he's like, no, I'm sorry, because he farted.
Yeah, and so that would be one of my very few nitpicks of the movies is there's like some very like crude kind of dumb stuff like that where I'm like, that's not great. And then the way it comes back at the end is just like, damn it, that's kind of good. Like,
Yeah. It is also like a product of its time.
Yeah.
And it felt like this is before Superbad came out, like
Yeah.
there like that raunchy kind of thing. It was like a vibe,
Yep.
And this movie doesn't lean super heavily into it, like thank God. But yeah, I mean I was like, I think farts are funny, but and I don't know. Yeah, it was kind of like I think I had a similar experience where I was like, whatever, I get it, you're gross.
Yeah.
You're the gross like slacker dude. You like fart. You're like fat guy. I'm like, this is the guy that I would be playing if I am in the movie. And I'm like, come on, dude. Like, don't stereotype us so hard. Give us a little bit more. But then by the end of the movie, you're like, yeah, Ed rips.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
Ed's a nice guy.
he had a couple moments I had forgotten about where he kind of like, like there's that moment where he's like, I'm not a clown. Like, I'm not your monkey,
Yeah,
basically.
no, it's a good moment.
Yeah.
I also just love the way he is with Shaun's mom when they're in the car later on. He's like, don't step on the leather. And he's like, get a load of this guy, Barbara.
Yeah, he loves Barbara.
He loves Barbara, which is great, which is also very awesome because that's like the kind of thing you want from like if he's a goofy, shitty friend, like a goofy, like kind of a fuck up, like at least be like polite to my mom,
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, no, he's got a heart of gold underneath a bunch of, just doesn't give a shit.
Yeah, I had this friend, and we would be coming to my house like really stoned a lot of times when I was in like high school, and like my mom was like, "Why your friend never says hi to me?" Like, and then like over the years, of course, my parents were always kind of like, even though like they had known him for years and years, they were always just like, "The fuck is up with this guy?" And he's like, "Oh, hi." And I was like, "Dude, just say hi," and like that's it, like. But a little bit goes a long way, dude.
Yeah.
My parents love Juan because Juan always, no matter what, was like would say hi to them. He remembered that. He like held that key.
Right. That's important.
It is important.
Eye contact.
Eye contact.
Yeah.
Or just saying hi. Just like hey, hi.
Yeah.
I'm in your house. But anyway, remind me of that.
Absolutely.
It's also funny that they're like younger than us.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I had that moment too where it's just like, oh
The
shit,
last time
you're
I watched
29?
this movie, I was younger than them.
Right, same. Yeah, that was a strange experience. Yeah, just like that's happening to me more and more, right? It makes me feel like I was like, oh, so this is what getting old is like, where it's just like an actress in a movie I really like or something, and I'm like, how old are they? Like, oh shit, what? They're like 28.
Yeah. I think also like for this, just that sort of time of like when you are like the thing of like I can't just go out to bars like all the time. Can't just like live every night at like a bar. Something that for you, working earlier and stuff, is much less practical. But for someone like me who starts work at like 3, like it's a very real thing. And I know lots of people who are 10, 20 years older than me that do that, and so that thing was so real, like just like the regulars at the bar and like, very relatable.
It's a good vibe.
Yeah,
Yeah,
It's a good vibe.
I've definitely seen a lot of that culture just from like where we grew up too, you know.
Yeah. And I mean, a lot of those people are very fun people. I have no qualms against them and their
Yeah.
lifestyles.
I'm
you
still
know?
buddies with some of them.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, kind of.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, so Liz leaves a message, or I think she calls him, but he's just kind of walking again. He's just kind of like not really living his life, and he's just kind of half listening to Liz tell him like make it 8 instead of 7, and he like keeps that in mind. But like the whole, I think it does such a great job of giving you a day in his life to understand who this character is, so you can go through that character arc while also like sprinkling in what we talked about. One of my favorite things in zombie movies is just the slow tension of the zombie apocalypse coming, you know.
Yeah. We get the cool one shot too of like of Shaun
Yes.
going to leaving for work, and we see, you know, he passes Pete in his car. We see the person who's like working cleaning the street seems to be listening on the radio. We also see the dude cleaning his car that'll
Yes.
later have like a hole in the windshield.
The kid with the soccer ball.
But we hear on the radio.
Oh, and he trips on the curb.
Yeah.
And then the jogger walks by.
Yes.
Yeah, so good. All the little like things that just come back perfectly.
Yeah, and then more than anything, right here, the radio saying that the deep space probe Omega 6 that was due to return to Earth this weekend. It unexpectedly entered the atmosphere over southeast London and broke up. So straight like Night of the Living Dead
Night of the
reference
Living
right
Dead.
here.
Absolutely.
I thought that was very cool. I like that a lot.
Yeah, me too.
And I love the setup again, like because we get the two one shots that are like exactly the same, and the way he like walks in and he goes like in to fucking
the mini mart.
Yeah, he goes into the mini mart, gets his stuff, you know, and he's talking to the shopkeeper. Can't remember what his name was.
I think I wrote it down at Nelson.
Nelson, yes,
Yeah.
Nelson. And we see all the fucking like
Newspaper headlines.
Yeah, they say GM crops to blame, mutated remains, havoc. There's just so much like foreshadowing.
Yeah, and it's just always I love how long it takes him to lock in. I mean, that's one of the best bits in the whole movie, I think, is just like how long they're kind of complacently walking through life that they don't even notice they're in a zombie
feels
apocalypse.
So real though. That feels so
it's
real.
So great.
Like he's on the bus and they drive past someone who like collapses at the bus stop, and I'm just like, yeah, I would be like, that's so strange.
Later when he's on the TV, we'll get there. It's
so
good.
But then at work, Shaun has to take charge because two people are not feeling well, and that's something that gets set up a lot. A lot of people aren't feeling well; they're staying home and they're not feeling well.
Yeah, when we see him on the bus this first time, like the people, like they all look like zombies, like him. They're all just kind of like sitting there with their mouth open.
Yeah, there's like the lady, like who's like sleeping, and the dude like behind him. Yeah.
And then the next time we come back to this, they're all like sneezing and stuff and getting sick. Such little good, just it's constant callbacks.
Yeah. It all like slowly setting everything up.
Yeah.
The gum chewing during this like team meeting is so fucking disgusting, dude. So fucking loud.
Yeah,
and I don't like it.
guy Noel.
And then, there's this guy Noel who is actually, while they're talking earlier, while Ed and Shaun are talking earlier, he gets a call from a guy named Noodles. Right?
Oh, yeah.
And he's talking to him. He's like, "Oh no, I only have a." Like he's trying to ask him if he can get any weed, and he's like, "No, I only have a Henry myself, which is an eighth because Henry the Eighth is an eighth, three and a half grams of marijuana."
Love that.
And then Noel is talking on the phone during the scene. And he says, "No, he's only got a Henry." And Noodles seems like it could be a nickname for Noel. So I think they're talking to each other, and I think it's like a little like Easter egg because later on when he's in front of the bar and he takes the call, if you listen, it sounds like the voice of the guy.
Wow.
Yeah, so
that's a really nice little
detail. I think
detail.
there's like
a
a connection there.
That's crazy.
But yeah, he's a very disrespectful lad. He answers his phone in the middle of like the fucking team meeting.
In Shaun's speech, like one of the last,
Yeah.
like because you know, the anagram meat is an anagram of team, and like get fed or whatever he says.
Which is the thing. Which he's like he's quoting their boss. And he's like, I don't know what he means by that. This is really funny. I like that bit. It was good.
Yeah, we also got that you got red on you moment, and also he kind of says like, I want to do big things with my life too someday.
It's very good. Yes. And the guy says
like,
when,
and then you got red on you. Yeah, just the script, man. It's so good.
And then Philip is gonna say it to him in a second here too, because We see Shaun is like trying to sell a TV, and I love, again, we talk about the slow burn, the like subtle decay, like de-evolution of everything. We see Shaun selling some TVs, flipping through the news channels, and it's pretty clear that something is not right.
Yeah,
and I love him just kind of flipping mindlessly through.
He's just not paying attention at all to the apocalypse right in front of him. It's so funny.
And then
this happens twice too, where it's finally on the last channel. He starts paying attention, and then he gets distracted immediately. Yeah, I love that.
It's really good. And then we see Philip has arrived, and he wants to make sure that like Shaun brings some flowers for his mom, because it seems like he's a bit of a fuck up when it comes to his relationship with his mom.
A great like spooky sting when he turns around, like a horror sting. I love that.
Yeah, it's freaking Bill Nighy. Bill Nighy's fucking hilarious. He's so
really
good.
He's really good.
So good. And he just like, he does have this kind of like creepy, scary kind of vibe to him.
Absolutely.
And I love that in this moment, Noel is like, and then Bill Nighy, fucking Philip's character, says, "You've got red on you again."
Yep.
And then Noel is giving Shaun shit, and he's saying, "So what was that about, like conducting, personal business, like on company time?" He's like, "Hey man, I can separate my social life and my work life." Right as he gets a call from Liz.
Yeah, I love that. It's so
and then
good.
he pretends, he says, "Oh, Liz from corporate,"
Yeah.
And what is interesting about this is I was like, oh, she says the thing about 8 o'clock again here. And I was like, is he not going to internalize it at all? But he does at least notice that, because when he like goes to try and make the reservation later on,
he remembers. Yes.
Yeah, he remembers to do 8.
It's somewhere in the
7.
back of his mind. He's just not focused on it at all.
Got it. But yeah, he is like, he like pretends to shoot himself and have his like brains like come out and stuff.
I really like Liz ending her calls with the bye 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 or whatever she does. It's so cute.
Yeah. I think that's another thing that like is really done well in the direction of this, is like having those consistent, because those beats, those repetitive things hit so much better when the person does it exactly the same.
Yeah.
Like,
absolutely.
And I think
it defines the character, and it adds so much.
But
to the
even
movie.
like you've got red on you, like the way that like Noel says it and Philip says it, like similar, and all these things that different like just phrases that keep coming up,
Yeah,
and like
absolutely.
the way that it's just really well done. Like the delivery is so good, the timing is impeccable.
Yeah, I'd say like meticulously crafted writing and editing, and like it just all comes together.
Yeah, it's good stuff. We see Shaun at the flower shop. I love the bit of they give him the 2 options for the cards, and one of them is Pow Supermom.
I didn't notice. That's funny.
It's so funny. I was like, oh, that's a good bit. She's like, so which one is it gonna be? And he goes, the first one, which is like, thank you for being a wonderful mom, or something like that, which is what she like reads on the flowers at the end.
Yeah. And you got he just keeps like noticing things for a moment and then immediately getting distracted because there's a guy just like sprinting for his life by the window, and then he just immediately gets distracted by the clerk.
But there's the dude, and then there's the dude who's gonna eat a pigeon.
Oh yes.
And then the buses pass by.
Yeah.
And he disappears.
Yeah. Spooky.
I love that. But there's a big part of that shot where you're watching Shaun's reaction from on the other side of the glass.
Yeah.
And you can only see the guy picking the pigeon up in the reflection of the glass.
Yeah.
Super well done.
It's
It's a very vague image. I love that.
Absolutely.
And then as he's leaving, you do hear there's like a TV on in there, and somebody on the TV says, "London has gone completely bonkers."
Yeah, and I kind of felt like this was a callback to Night of the Living Dead too. Just the constant news broadcasts like on adding this tension, and like the parody is just like this happening and you're not paying attention at all.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, absolutely. And then we're on the bus again, and this is where everyone looks like shit.
Yeah, not looking good.
Not looking good at all. And he gets off the bus, and he does kind of seem to be like, what the fuck is going on, right? There's like a bunch of chaos around him. There's that dude who seems to be dead in the steering wheel, against the steering wheel.
Laying on his horn, yeah.
Yeah. And he just like walks by that, and then we get a jump scare. I love we had the Pete jump scare.
Yeah.
We had the Nelson jump scare, and now we have like Yvonne.
Yeah,
popped
Yvonne is
up.
such a interesting character for me because I'm like, like I like her, and like I'm always like, oh hey, when she shows up, and I'm like, what is she in this movie?
I was like, oh, he doesn't end up with Liz because the maturity is that he realizes that like
She does kind of have that vibe, but like also
she seems like she would be the one that he would end up with, right?
Right, because
Especially when they run into each other and they're all the mirrors of each other.
yeah,
And they're the mirror of each other, right?
yeah,
So I figured oh, that's fun that I didn't remember that they did that, but probably at the very end, like in the scene on like in the house, it's like him with Yvonne, but it's not. It's him with Liz.
yeah. But I
Very
also like
interesting,
him
yeah.
and Liz together, so yeah, it's
No,
interesting.
for sure. No, I mean it feels like something that's earned throughout
Yeah.
the movie, right? Them ending up together, but yeah,
Yeah.
no,
I kind of got that vibe too, like almost like she would take him for who he is now, and like for Liz, he's not enough. Like he's not doing enough with his life.
yeah. But the moral of the story, I guess, is like, yeah, he wasn't like.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
But yeah, very interesting. Yvonne is an interesting character, and she comes back and saves them at the end. Too.
Yeah, I love that. She's great.
Yeah, and she does seem like kind of sad, like that.
Yeah,
Liz
no,
is there.
she's
you know,
into
like,
him.
yeah, she's
she,
into him.
She
right?
asks like, "Oh, are you still with Liz?" And she's like
Yeah.
bummed out when he says yes. Or
Even though
something
she
along-
has a boyfriend who she introduces him to later on,
Yeah.
again played by Martin Freeman.
Right. Yeah. I totally forgot he shows up.
Yeah, I love it. Good
Yeah.
stuff. Good stuff.
But
I love that he's talking to Yvonne, and this is how he remembers he has to make a reservation.
yes. Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, oh, are you guys going anywhere nice? And he was like,
Such good. It's just also perfectly
and
comedically
super
timed.
efficient shots of like the door opening,
Yeah.
the flowers being thrown, picking up, like seeing the phone book. And in the phone book, I love that it's a fish with a speech bubble. And they've said it already a couple times. He said, I'm going to take you to that place that does all the fish. And then later on she says, oh, and you're going to take me to that place that does all the fish. And then you see the ad and it says full cheese. And it's a little fish saying that place that does all the fish.
Didn't
It's
notice
such a
that.
good bit. I like had to like
That's such a good
I
detail.
went back and had to pause it just to be like
That's amazing.
to read it because I was like, oh,
That's
I know that's what it
insane,
says there. I
dude.
know that's what it says there because they keep doing this bit.
Yeah, just again, so meticulously crafted.
They
Like,
never
that's
call
crazy.
they never call it full cheese. They're just like that place that does all the fish. It's
so
really
funny.
fucking funny.
That's great. Yeah, and I think this movie does such a good job of these. It knows when to pull the humor back, right, and give these human moments. And like, yeah, that's what this phone call is with Liz, where he basically admits, I didn't book it, and it's just very like sincere and like
Yeah.
he fucked up. And but then it ends with a great punchline, which is like, well, what are we gonna do? And he's just like,
The
"The
Winchester hang up.
Yeah.
I do love also like that Ed is like, aren't you gonna thank me for tidying up? And he's like, doesn't look very tidy. And he was like, I had a couple beers afterwards. It's so funny.
That's great.
And he does give him his messages too, but he
Yeah.
just does it like he does it to just do a joke,
Yeah.
which is pretty good. But yeah, no, I do like also like so many like in so many romances or comedies with romances, it'd be like, oh, like, but this story is obviously not about that. But like you could see him being like, oh no, I got a reservation, like lying to her, right?
Yeah.
And this movie does like a tiny bit of that, like with the flowers later on.
Yeah.
but,
yeah,
like-
but he backpedals on this one
Yeah,
immediately.
but no, he is like, he is pretty honest with her. It's not like he's ever like lying to her for
he's
an
a good
extended period of
guy.
time.
He's just,
No, he's just
not locked in.
no, he's not locked in at all, dude. That place that does all the fish.
Then he's with the flowers at Liz's.
Yeah, he goes over.
I love that he calls them. They won't let him in.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay, I'll climb up.
There's the awesome shot of the way he's framed in the doorway, and then it's
Yeah.
like slowly pushing in on him. It's really sick.
Nice.
Like a lot of tension. I feel like from like just the framing of it. But yeah, I love this because again we get it mirrored. Like where he's like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna climb up, and then you
He
hear him
gives
like
up,
ring
yeah.
the thing again. Like so good.
Hey, it's me again.
It's me again, yeah. And then they do let him in, and he's trying to get Liz back. And she's like, dude, you promised me you'd do all these things. Never did them, right? And and I love how he's like, I can quit smoking, throws his cigarettes
Yeah.
away. It's like, okay, what's the next one? And she's like, I'm done with your shit, dude.
Yeah, there's also another great one where they're talking about Diane and David, and it's like, I did not call Diane a failed actress, because she's saying they called him a failed actress and a twat.
Yeah.
Just
It's
the
very
look
good,
on
yeah.
David's face. So good.
It is very funny. I also like the failed actress thing because it comes up later on. You know? Like
yeah.
it's a little very like efficient. Like, and the comedy is like it's like rewarding people who pay attention, and it
Absolutely.
yeah, it's just a lot of like little dopamine rushes while you're watching this one. And then they're in like the room, just the two of them, And this is where he tries to give them the flowers, and it still says on it, "To a wonderful mum." And he's like, "Oh, well, I thought it would be funny because and it's like, "These are for your mom, right?" And he's like, "Yep." And she says, "Smooth."
Yeah, that's pretty bad, pretty cringe.
There's also some good writing here with the where she's like talking like kind of in circles, and she says, "If I don't do something, then I'm scared I'm gonna end up like everyone else here at the Winchester, drinking my life away." And he goes, "What do you mean if you don't do something?"
Yeah.
And then like
Yeah,
cut
then it
to
just
him
cuts.
outside, like obviously just broken up with, door slammed in his face, devastated. As he walks away, it starts raining.
Yeah, so perfect. Yeah, love it.
And then we see the front of the Winchester.
Yeah, there's a funky track playing here. I noted here. I don't know what it was, but
Yeah, I can't remember what it is, but there's two people kissing.
yeah,
But I actually was like, are they kissing or are they eating each other?
right. I think the implication is they're making out.
I think the implication is they start kissing and
Yeah.
then they're very obviously eating each other later on.
Absolutely.
And he throws away the flowers. Again, another setup
Yeah,
for something later.
amazing.
But it's very cute. It's a very fun Rube Goldberg contraption to watch like play out,
Yeah, absolutely. And it's a very like amazing moment when she those are her final words, right?
Yeah.
Reading it basically. That's amazing.
We see Ed saying "fuck her," Shaun, tears in his eyes.
He does his monkey impression.
Yeah, to try and cheer him up. There's a really funny moment where "If You Leave Me Now" by Chicago comes on.
Yeah, on the karaoke. Yeah,
And he's like, "Who?" On the jukebox.
yeah. Sorry.
And then he's like, "Who put it on?" "It's on random." The way he says it, that's so
Fuck's
fucking
sakes.
funny.
Yeah, it's really good.
And then Ed is like, "John, shut this shit down." And I think essentially they close the curtains and it's just like, kick everyone out. It's just like, the regulars
Yeah, I
are
love that.
there.
They're just
and
there
they're like-
after hours, basically.
Just like slamming shots, just, obviously still devastated.
Yeah, and I love his little breakdown. He's trying to cheer him up with all the fun characters in the bar.
Yeah.
I got Snake Hips #1, which I just noticed for this first time. We see him dead later. I totally never noticed that.
I figured I didn't pay enough attention that he was being devoured by only women because of what he said.
Oh no!
I figured it was
didn't pick
probably something like
part
that.
up.
But yeah, you see
Damn,
like the
layers.
You see the boots, but I figured that's what I would.
That's
If
hilarious.
it were me, that's what I would do. If that's how I had told the story,
Yeah.
and you see him later, I'd be like, oh yeah, he'd be probably surrounded by women.
He strangled his first wife. Yeah, womanizer. Yeah. Coccicidal maniac.
Yeah, all the stuff is great. And then John, the bartender, he's a South London mob or whatever.
Yeah, it's
The
really
whole thing
good.
about the gun working comes up, and
the dogs can't look
dogs
up.
can't look up. Big Al says dogs can't look up.
Yeah, and setting up the rifle. Yeah.
And then we
the
have the
zombie.
knocking, at the door.
At the window.
What we can only assume is a zombie.
Yeah, it's so
The
spooky.
hombre.
I don't know why I love this stuff so much, dude. Just zombies, some of my favorite horror. It's the
love
vibe of
I
it.
really love the people not knowing what's going on.
Yeah,
A lot of this also reminded me of Invasion of the Body Snatchers, actually.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, there's a lot of like people don't really know what's going on, and like they're like just but they don't know. That's so fun. Where like you're like, man, those are zombies, dude. They're zombies, man. And you just get to watch them like be like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Who's bothering me?
I think it's just the slow creepiness of it that really pulls me in.
The
where
slow
it's-
realization is something they do so well in this.
Yeah,
Like Shaun
absolutely.
slowly realizing like something is really wrong here, dude. Like this is not society's falling apart.
they use the parody of him not noticing to enhance the tension of it
and the
slowly
comedy,
building.
like
yeah.
they're doing so much. with
Yeah,
it.
it's
Like,
amazing. Yeah.
yeah, it's a really smart, really fun idea. Then we have Shaun and Ed leaving the pub.
Oh, so the zombie shows up right after he says, "It's not like it's the end of the world."
Yeah, he does say that. Yeah,
Just
that's good.
bangs
Yeah,
on the
yeah.
window. Yeah.
That is a good bit. And they call him a pisshead. But yeah, then they leave and they're singing. I think they're singing White Lines, and they do the call and response with the zombie. This was in the trailer. I remember specifically.
I was gonna say, I think this wasn't in the theatrical cut though, because I remember seeing this in the trailer and wanting to see that as a kid in the theater, and I don't think it was there.
Really?
Yeah, I think they cut before.
I
They
think
do
this
the
is the theatrical cut though.
interesting. Yeah, I remember they look at the zombie, and then
And then little
they
Connor
stop
had to
singing.
go piss.
They stopped singing, and then it just cut. That's what I
And then
remember.
11-year-old Connor had to go pee.
Never. I would always hold it.
And he just doesn't remember. Yeah, I would. Maybe that's true. I don't know. We can look into it, but
Just what I remember.
but
Yeah, I don't know.
but
And
I don't think this is any different than the theatrical cut. If it were different than the theatrical cut, I think it would say something.
yeah, maybe.
But yeah,
Probably.
great moment with the the fucking growling. It's very funny.
Yeah.
I like that bit a lot.
Yeah.
I can understand being upset if it wasn't in the movie.
yeah, it doesn't need it, but good little moment. They're partying back at home with their turntable, spinning records. It's pretty fun. 4 a.m. The roommate's super pissed.
Yeah, Pete comes in, he's pissed off, and then again, he has to go into work tomorrow, which is Sunday. Well, he has to go into work today, which is Sunday, because everyone in his department is sick.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Good stuff.
And
yeah.
he's so
And he's got the bandage on his hand too.
I love how he's so pissed, and then Shaun tells him that Liz broke up with him, and he
Yeah.
immediately is like becomes so much more sympathetic, and he's like, "All right, guys, just keep it down. It's all good. Like, good night." And then Ed's just like, prick.
Yeah, no, literally, I'm watching the movie and I'm like, Pete is like not a bad guy.
Oh, he's
Pete
totally
is a nice
reasonable.
guy. Like
yeah.
he's super reasonable.
Yeah.
And he like gets it, and then like he calls him a fucking prick, and the way he explodes. I mean, this is kind of shitty, but I get it, dude. Where he's like, "Oh, what? Do you feel good having like someone around you who's more of a loser than you?"
Yeah,
Pointing to
that
like
was a deep cut. Yeah, I thought that was
it
a
is
good
a
line.
deep cut. It is a deep cut, but I feel like I think it's because Pete like sees potential in
Yeah,
Shaun. Like
that's what I was getting from
he
that
wants him
too.
to live up to that. You know,
Yeah.
like. And then when he says like, I'm assuming Liz did the breaking up as well. I mean,
Yeah.
dude, that's cutting, but it's like,
Well, yeah, I mean, it gets to the core of it to an extent. Like, they clearly are like best buds, but I do think there is a little bit of that. What would you call it? Where you feed into the other person's habit. Like, I do think Shaun is
enabling.
Enabling, yeah. I think they're enabling each other, right? Shaun is like,
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, my best friend never moved on. Like, why do I have to? Right?
Yeah. I mean, and like, there's so many of the moments where like Shaun is talking to Nick. I mean, Nick Frost. Sorry, Simon Pegg is talking to Nick Frost. Shaun is talking to Ed, and like Shaun is like, dude, please, like, I need to like make these things work. And Ed is like, okay, but what if I made you laugh right now? And then in like a really immature way, and Shaun is like, dude, stop, you're making me laugh. And then he just like is like, I think he's like, God, we have so much fucking fun. Like,
Yeah,
why
they
do I
love
need
each
to
other.
leave this behind? you know?
Exactly, yeah.
And I get it. I mean, you know me, dude. Like, I'm a very goofy person. I don't really like the idea of like growing up or being like mature. Like, if a situation calls for a specific protocol, like I'm down for that. Like, and I understand like giving things their weight, but at the same time, I am very much a person who's like, I will like definitely make a joke about something inappropriate, and I will be stupid and just silly, and I'm just like,
yeah.
I never want to stop being that way. And honestly, my dad has always kind of been like that a little bit, like so I think, from an early age, both my parents, we went to dinner on Tuesday for my sister's birthday, and we went to the restaurant I work at, and we were just sitting there fucking talking. And we had like such a good time. We were just all laughing like fucking idiots, dude. And I was like, God, dude, it really does run in the fucking family. Like, just different things making, like, my mom literally like laughing to the point where, she's making no noise, and just like, you're like, oh my God, is she getting enough oxygen to her brain?
I mean, those are some of the best memories.
Yeah, for sure. And I feel like that's what like Ed kind of represents in a way, right?
I think there's this purity there between their friendship, and I think while the message is definitely, like, take control of your life, like, be the man you want to be, I personally, I think to each his own, like, I don't think there's anything, like, don't be a burden on people like Ed, who's just kind of leeching off them. But but like, if you want to just, do what you need to do to live and live a certain way, like,
yeah, if Ed had survived, they could have like created healthy boundaries, right?
Yeah.
Their relationship could have continued, and like, spoilers, Ed doesn't survive. If you're listening to this and I just ruined that for you,
just watching it minute by minute
I
as
don't
we
know,
talk.
I don't know what you're doing, but I love it. I dig it. We also they asked Pete about his bandage, and he said he got mugged by some crackheads, and that one of them bit him, and he's like, "Who bit you?" It's
Yeah.
like, yeah, I don't know, dude.
Yeah, and we immediately know it. It's
Yeah,
just
it's a zombie, dude.
I'm so glad we did Night of the Living Dead first, just to really like.
It's so good. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. The like direct quotes that you have from it are just so good.
Yeah,
You know?
he also a great bit of foreshadowing when he first calls him a prick. He's like, he like basically he's calling him an animal. Like, if you want to live like an animal, why don't you go live in that shed outside?
He does say that. Yeah, which is fucking funny. Because that's where he does end up living.
And it's pretty good setup.
Um,
The front door is also open again.
yeah, the front door is open again, which is funny. And we see Shaun looking kind of like a drunk zombie, you know?
Yeah. Oh, I'm
He-
sorry. There's even another. There was so much to write down. He says, "Next time I see him, he'll be dead."
Yeah. No, he does. Yeah.
It's just
Next
line
time I
after
see him,
line.
he's dead. You know,
Line
just
after
like
line
yeah,
of setup.
yeah. It's good. It's a lot of that stuff, and it's not like dumb. It's just
Yeah.
funny. Like
Yeah.
it's good stuff. Then we have Shaun's listening to the messages, and you see he's scrawling something on the fridge whiteboard.
And
you hear
he's listening to like
it's Liz's message, then his mom's message.
yeah, and it's just like basically like them telling him how like reminding him how he left them hanging and how he's not like
Yeah.
living up to anything, and the fact that he threw the flowers away instead of just like saving them for his mom, you know. Like,
Also, I love how his mom is like asking about like, are you gonna bring Elizabeth? Like, and like, does she want anything specific to eat? Because a lot of people don't eat meat these days. I thought she was so. The mom is
She's so
funny. Like,
cute,
she's
yeah.
very cute. I was oh man, what was I gonna say about this part?
the transition to morning.
No. That is amazing. No, I was gonna say something. I can't remember what it was, but yes, there's he falls asleep in the chair, and there is this really awesome just transition straight to like the morning, and then you see him laying there. He opens his eyes, and it cuts to the to-do list: go round mums, get Liz back, sort life out.
Yeah, good mission statement.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good. And then he
Because
asks,
that is kind of the plot of the movie to an
that's what
extent.
happens. Yeah, I love how as like the circumstances change, like the goals don't really.
Yeah.
And so he's gonna go out to get something to drink. It's like, do you want anything, Ed? Ed says he wants a cornetto.
This is one of my favorite parts of this movie, and it's like probably the first thing that sticks in my memory when I think of this movie is just that whole setup of him doing the first walk, and then just
The second
way,
walk, yeah.
it's so good.
It
It's
is
so
really good.
satisfying.
Yeah, the hole in the windshield, the people who are obviously zombies walking down the street.
Tripping on the curb again.
Yeah, all the same shit.
Just
like
still him just looking down at the ground, not looking around him at all.
somebody runs by him, like, you know, like obviously like afraid.
Sprinting for their life again.
Sprinting for their fucking life. And then like you see I love the bloody handprints on the door, but he only looks up as he moves the door out of the way. And there's this great moment. Again, we got Coca-Cola in this and Diet Coke. So what's up, Coca-Cola? You're in so many of our movies, dude. I love how he reaches for the regular Coca-Cola, looks at it for a second, puts it down, grabs the Diet Coke, and that represents he's getting his life on track, you know?
Yeah. I didn't even notice that. I was furiously writing notes. That's so good. Yes, and then he slips on blood after he grabs it
yes.
and doesn't even look down. Yeah.
What's wild about that is that later he puts his feet up and you don't see any blood on his feet. And I was kind of hoping you would just see like blood on like the bottom of his boots.
You were almost a perfect movie.
They missed something. But yeah, I love that. And like he's calling for Nelson, and you see Nelson like coming back to the front. Seems to be a zombie or something, but he's already like just left the money, and he's like, whatever, I owe you like, 15p. Just leaves, just walks away.
It's so good.
It's pretty funny, yeah.
I love it. Yeah.
Oh, this is what I was gonna say earlier. Throughout the notes for this movie, I did not write the word mom. I wrote mum, M-U-M every time.
Nice. I did that once or twice.
For our
I think.
English listeners. If we got any out there. Hello, chaps.
I'm sure they love that.
Yeah, why not? You guys can make fun of my voice. How do you think that? Whoa, cinema forecast.
I'm
man.
Alfredo.
Okay, now you're being mean. I'm Connor. No, I'm just joking. It'd be cool if you sounded like that. If you sound like what's that character that sounds like the fucking wizard dude from He-Man who doesn't have a face?
Oh, Skull Man? Skullface?
No, that's not his name. That's okay. Don't worry about it.
Shit. Skullface might be G.I. Joe.
Skeletor is the bad guy.
Skeletor.
That's not. No, I'm talking about. He's like a sidekick. He's like this like
Oh,
floating magician
Oh
dude
yes, yes, yes.
with no like literally like his
Yeah.
hat is like
Little like cat
Florco or
thing.
something.
Yeah, I
No,
don't
no,
know.
you're that the cat thing. Well, he rides a cat, like, but no. Then the cat thing is. Are you thinking of Snarf?
Yes, Snarf.
Yes, that's from
Oh
Thundercats.
shit. Yeah, it's all mixed up.
Yeah, I can tell.
Sorry.
That's okay. It's
Sorry.
like somebody took a stand mixer to your brain.
a little
Brain.
a little before my
Brain.
time. I feel like when I was watching cartoons. it
No,
was-
no, dude, you're wrong. It's both are way before your time. Those are both 80s cartoons.
Oh wow, it was still on occasionally, but
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely, yeah. And I think they did a remix. Like they probably like re-upped it at some point. But those are both of those are 80s cartoons. So also before my time, I just I just saw more of it.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Maybe I just have a better memory for these things.
Fuck
too.
you. I love. Yeah, he's flipping through the channels and Judgment Day. They're talking about Judgment Day on TV. He's still just like
Okay,
flipping through.
that's an amazing thing. It's like a word collage that describes the situation.
Oh yes, you're right. Yeah. What was it again?
Well, it's just the way all of the like flipping of the channels are
Yeah.
edited together.
Yeah,
Like
I'm
they're
trying to
saying
remember.
things like because the guy says like who we like who are like and he says something like dying to have this person on since whatever. But
Oh
like
right. I think it cuts between 3 channels and it's people eaten alive.
Yeah, yeah.
He's so good.
it's very cool. Yeah,
So clever, so fun, so unique.
yeah, because he says people are being and then like it cuts to the nature channel eaten
Yeah.
alive and like then cuts. Yeah, it's very cool. He does like finally goes back to just the one news channel where the guy is like saying like seems to be like he's saying like something's very wrong and then you hear there's a girl in the garden and I love how we cut to Ed and then this felt like a little bit of foreshadowing too. He's wrapped up in the curtain like a little ghost man.
Oh yeah, I didn't think about
And
that.
I was
yeah.
like, oh,
it
does
did
that-
feel like a specific choice.
Does that
yeah.
represent? It's funny looking too. It's
Yeah,
really funny.
yeah.
Like he's just a big dude
Well,
under
you
there.
don't know he's in the room with him until he's just like
Yeah.
girl in the garden.
I do. I am always thinking like with these movies, like I will often be like, okay, where is this character? This character is in this room right now. I think like, and so I was expecting like the like moment to be interrupted by him,
Right.
like weirdly. I don't know why.
Interesting. You're just on that rhythm.
I was just thinking about him.
Just thinking about it.
Well, because he lives on like I was like he
Yeah,
was
where-
sleeping on the couch.
Where does he go?
Now
He
he's
doesn't-
sitting on the couch. Like
Yeah.
he's always on the couch. Like he's always in the living room when I'm watching this movie. You know.
Yeah, and they go out to confront
Yeah.
the girl in the garden.
Who is again the clerk from like
Yeah.
the fucking
Love that.
grocery store at the beginning.
Great detail.
And I love they're throwing a rock at her, trying to get her to turn around, and then they see her and they're like, "Oh my god!" And you're like, "Oh, they're freaked out," and then they're immediately like, "She's so drunk."
Yeah, they're just laughing.
It's
And
good.
then
It's really good bit.
She jumps on him, and like instead of Ed helping him, he like goes to get a camera to take a picture.
Yeah, 'cause it's
And
so
right
wild,
then when
yeah.
he finally like he's looking into her eyes, and he's like, "Okay, something's wrong."
Well, there's also the moment where he goes, "Now seriously," and he looks at the name tag, Mary, like
Yeah.
very funny, but like I'm gonna have to get physical. But yeah, he pushes her back and she gets impaled.
Yep,
And then like the moment they really realize something is going on is when she fucking rises
gets
back up.
Yeah, well done. Looks really good. Bless you.
Yeah, it looks dope. It does. It looks really good actually. I think.
Yeah,
And like the hole in her, and like you see like Simon Pegg through it.
yeah.
Pretty well done. And
looks
then
great.
another zombie like flanks him.
Behind them, yeah, and they just like run inside, and this bit's so funny, just like how you're good, bless you, how casual they are about it. It's just like, are the zombies still out there? And they're just like both behind the curtain. You're like, yep,
Well, they don't use the word zombies.
right.
They don't use the word zombie.
That
But he's
part's
trying.
really
He's
funny
trying to
too.
call emergency services, and they can't reach anyone. And the zombies are right in the window, and they're watching the news. And then I love how you hear the door, and you see it like slowly creak, and then a one-armed groom just like walks
Yeah.
in. It's so fucking funny.
Yeah, it's great and genuinely horrifying. Like,
And he walks in right as the news is saying that people need to barricade themselves inside.
yeah, they just left the door open, of course.
Yeah. And I think towards the end of that scene, I'm gonna go shut the like front door. You know, like
Yeah, in the way
Very
that
funny.
they kill him is just they're throwing so much just like ineffective things in the living room at him, and like this goes on to the yard too, where they're just throwing everything they have, and he finally throws the glass, shatters. gets him.
Oh, inside in the living room.
Yeah.
Yeah. They get the guy.
They get the guy.
And then you hear the news guys saying that you gotta go for the head or brain, and this happens right as the zombies outside break the window.
Yeah. So good.
And Ed is saying like, let's go out there and like take him on, you know. And like you said, they throw a bunch of ineffectual things, and then there's a really fucking funny part where they find the record that Pete threw out
so good.
last night, and then like he fucking hits them with it, and they're like, okay, yeah, let's try the records. And it's funny because this is actually ends up being useless and just a comedic bit, because ultimately they go to the shed and get like shovels. But I just love how he's like, oh, this record? He's like, no, that's like...
Or he throws one. That was an original pressing.
Yeah, he throws like Sade too.
They throw the Batman soundtrack, a Dire Straits album, and then I love...
Well, I think he throws the Purple Rain one too, right?
Doesn't he? Maybe. I didn't write them all down, probably.
No, Blue Monday.
Okay, yeah. And the Second Coming is a great movie where he's like, I don't even know who they are. They sound like maybe a Christian rock band or something.
No. The band is called Stone. Oh man, he says the name of the band, and then he goes no, and then he says the name of the record, and he's like, I like that one.
I like that one.
Which is funny. Which is funny. It's not the Stone Temple Pilots. It's someone else. So something like that.
Missed it. Then they get the shovel and the cricket bat. Great weapons.
Yeah, great stuff. And they rock those for a while, too.
Oh, yeah. They go to town and just get covered in blood. And I love the cut to them just sitting on the couch with Ed, like, nonchalantly eating ice cream and Shaun just in shock with blood all over him.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking funny.
Great.
They're watching the TV again. Also, shout out, by the way, Fulci, the name of the restaurant, is a reference to Lucio Fulci, who is an Italian zombie director.
Love that.
Pretty fucking fun.
There's so many. I'm sure there's even more than we're picking up
on.
Oh,
absolutely. Absolutely.
And I think we get the final, you got red on you here.
Yeah, but this time he has blood all over him as well.
And this is when they hear on the TV, if anyone knew got bit, like make sure they're isolated, and that's when they realize, like, oh,
Pete's fucked.
Pete's fucked. They just stand at the bottom of the stairs. They decide he's not in because he like calls him something. I forget. Calls Liz. He tries to, but can't get through.
Yeah, and then he says it's engaged. She's engaged, which is how they say that the line is busy.
Yeah.
And then Ed goes, "That was quick."
Oh, I didn't. Pick
Funny bit.
Yeah, that's good. The mom, when he talks to his mom on the phone.
Yeah, because he has the phone up to his ear, like trying to call Liz, and then like suddenly the phone rings right when he can't get her, and it's his mom.
Yeah, and just the way
she doesn't want to be a bother.
She doesn't want to be a bother. They were a bit bitey.
Yeah, so she's like maybe one of my favorite in the fucking movie. Just her lines are so funny. She's just trying to remain so polite and so like, you know, like, oh, like I don't want to cause too much trouble or whatever. I don't know. Fucking funny, dude.
Yeah, another great bit too. Just like
Penelope Wilton is the name of the actor.
Oh, nice. Yeah, she nails it. The way Shaun gets so distressed because he thinks his mom might have gotten bitten, and then she's like, "Oh no, Phil has," and he's like, "Oh, okay," and then like,
and he tells Ed, and Ed's like, "Oh, okay."
Both of them, yeah. It's great.
And then he's like, "I might have to kill my stepfather."
Yep.
And we've already set up the bit from when he visited him at the store. Your dad's here. He's not my dad. He's my stepdad, which is like. Not only a bit, but it is a very important moment. Yeah,
emotional beat. Yeah, it took me off guard.
Yeah, I was impressed. I was like, I should have known. Should have known it was gonna happen like that.
Yeah, and just Ed's like, "We're coming to get you, Barbara."
Yeah, it was really fucking funny. I love it. Yeah.
And then we get what we did our opening bit on with the breakdown of the plan, which is very fun. Car.
This is also something that happens several times throughout, right?
Yeah.
The what's the plan thing starts before even because when he says the Winchester originally, you know, he's talking to Liz and she's like, "Okay, so what's the plan?" And he goes, "The Winchester?" Right. And I think maybe even before that, it's like something that just keeps coming up. What's the plan? What's the plan? What's the plan? And I kind of love it. It feels very much like they've distilled a like important aspect of the zombie movie that I dig, like the planning in something so chaotic to try and like put order to it, right?
Yeah.
Like to have a plan.
Yeah, I'm gonna say right now, going to the Winchester is a terrible plan.
Why is that?
Downtown, like, or like in a more populated area with front-facing windows surrounding the building, like.
I think it could have been a good idea. I think you could barricade it nicely. Also, dude, I mean, if I'm gonna die, dude, have a beer. Plus, you can smoke inside. I feel like you're not seeing their points. Like they lay them out pretty clearly. But
The
yes,
apartment is way safer.
but yeah, there's a lot of. I mean, the apartment that not their house, the apartment that like
Liz
that
is in.
Liz lived in. Yes,
Yeah.
they should have stayed there.
Yeah.
And they should.
Absolutely, they should have stayed there.
So it's very funny that they're like, okay, what are we gonna do? We're gonna like, cause I think,
He says we're gonna get the car, go to Mum's, kill Philip.
oh, okay, sorry. Yeah, there is the you've got if you get bitten isolate. After that, you said it reminds them of Pete. I just want to remember the note where he says, "Don't go up there." A, he's one of them. B, he's still annoyed. And then they remember about Liz because Ed asked him for a cigarette, and then Shaun's like, "Oh no, I quit last night."
Oh yeah, that stood out to me too. It's like, bro, you didn't think about her yet? Like,
He
that's
only
crazy.
thought about her in that moment. Like
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I just want to call back to that because I thought that was very funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, the original plan is they're gonna take the car. They're gonna take Pete's car to go get Barbara. They're gonna deal with Philip. Take Mom to Liz's, have a cuppa, and then the mug says, "I am a genius" over it, over and over and over again on it.
It's so good.
And Ed is like, "But I can't. I don't. Why do we have to go to Liz's? I can't smoke there." He's like, "Okay. No, you're right. Okay." So same pitch, but they bring them back to their place.
Yeah, and they're like, okay, yeah, that sounds good. Oh wait, we like zombies are busted in
Yeah.
here. Yeah, that's a bad idea. And then plan 3.
I thought part of the implication too was like it's not safe here, but they also like look around, and part of it kind of felt like, this place is kind of like a mess. Like
Oh,
you know, like I
that's
don't want
funny.
all my mom or my
Yeah.
girlfriend to be in here.
Yeah.
And then
I think Ed
finally,
even says a line like that.
finally the plan where they're like, okay, where's good? Where can Ed smoke? And then they realize at the same time, all right, we'll go to the fucking Winchester. Same plan, just end up at the Winchester, have a fucking pint.
Yeah, there's worse plans out there, but this was not a good plan. I don't.
This sounds like a fun plan.
It sounds like a great story beat. Yes.
Yeah. So we've got our plan.
Yeah.
Gonna go to the Winchester. Think of it what you will. I love him peeking out of the mail slot.
Yeah.
They're like, there's no zombies. And they're like, oh, wait, no, actually, they're just all over there.
There they are. Yeah, it's a great bit.
Oh, and this is the part where Ed says zombies, right?
Yeah.
And
Which is also funny. Like, don't say that. It sounds silly.
Don't say the Z word.
The sad word, yeah. And then this is when he goes to the bathroom. I don't know. They knew he got bit. I don't know why they assumed he left and his car's still here. I don't know. Whatever. But
They think he's like not in. I don't know. But he's like, I got to go piss first.
yeah.
And Ed is like, I want to drive. And it's like, okay, he gives him the keys. And yeah, he goes, I guess their only bathroom is upstairs.
Yeah.
Goes to the
Rough.
bathroom. And then we have the moment again where he like pushes the mirror and we see the shower curtain.
Spooky.
And then he opens it and there is Pete.
There he
He's
is.
a fucking zombie. And I love the way he's like talking to him and he's like slowly leaves the bathroom, like, kind of like not really wanting to accept that he's like turned.
Yeah. And then they leave.
Yeah, and the
Got
car,
out of
yeah, as they run out though, the car alarm gets attention of a bunch of zombies. We see Pete running out. This is a bit that happens a couple times. I think one more time after this where Pete is fully naked, but
Oh
there's
yeah, that's
something conveniently placed so you can't see his like genitalia.
I had totally forgotten that he comes back at the end. That was a great moment.
Very, very funny.
And also the zombie kid hits him in the head with the soccer ball.
Yeah. Yeah. We also they drive past a zombie mom attacking the kids as the dad is trying to get the kids out.
Yeah, I love this whole
And then the body bag wriggling too.
Shaun just looking out the window. It's just again, I love this type of horror, even though it's played for so much goofs. It's effective.
All this shit is pretty horrifying, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, the way that fucking Dylan Moran's character Daniel dies later on, it's fucked, dude. They literally pull his stomach apart.
Yeah.
I was so surprised with the level of gore in this.
I remembered that vividly because I remember going into the movie as a kid being like, oh, this is gonna be a really fun time, and then it's just that scene, oh my god, brutal.
They get to Barbara's house.
Yeah, and the way Ed keeps just like blasting this rock music so fucking loud in this situation, just adding to the tension and the chaos, and Shaun is too stressed out and like, can't stand up to Ed, so he just like never turns it down.
Yeah, I like it though. I like it. I think it's a sick vibe.
Oh yeah.
Just
yeah,
ripping some fucking loud ass rock music. And then they talk about Phil's Jag, he's got this nice Jag.
Mm-hmm. Oh, they
He's
also
very
hit a
protective
zombie
of it.
and then they like reverse to make sure it's dead.
Oh yeah, they hit the zombie, they reverse back to make sure they didn't kill a normal person.
Yeah, and then
That
when
is
it's a
very
zombie,
funny,
he's
yes.
just like, oh thank
Thank
God.
God, yeah, it's a really good bit. Ed says he's gonna stay in the car, and later on you realize, oh, Ed was planning on crashing the car, so they had to drive the Jaguar.
So ridiculous.
Okay. Shaun's in his mom's house. She wants to wait for the doctor, so because Phil isn't feeling well, and she says Philip isn't gonna want to leave. And
She
Shaun
makes
is
sandwiches.
yeah. That's very. Are you hungry? No. I'll make sandwiches. Like okay.
Classic mom stuff.
Yeah, and then he's like telling his mom, "You get some tea. I'm gonna convince." Like it kind of seems like he's trying to convince her to leave Philip behind.
Yeah.
And then
like very blatantly.
and
yeah.
then she's like, "I'm not gonna leave with him." But
She's like,
seems
get
very
it through
clear.
your head. This
Yeah,
is
I'm
my
not-
husband.
yeah.
We've had this conversation.
They're also like they have this very funny conversation, like moment where he like slowly walks up to him, right? And he's like, and you see that he's sick, but he hasn't
Yeah.
turned.
She also
and-
says no fighting you two, which
Yeah,
is just like
it's funny because that they'll definitely fight later. But the way that he turns to him and he's like, scared of him, but then he's like, oh, he's not a zombie. He's okay.
he was about to fucking kill him. He like
Yeah, he had
spots
the
him.
like
He was
he
ready
had
to
a cricket bat,
ready
yeah.
to take him out.
And then I love how he's like trying to convince her, like, just leave him behind, and cut to him leaving with the two of them. Like,
Yeah.
I love those kind of moments of like, oh yeah, he's kind of a pushover, but
Yeah.
it's okay in this like sense, right? Because we do have this
Oh yeah.
really lovely moment in the
I
car.
wouldn't leave my stepfather behind, even if we had a rough relationship, right?
No, I wouldn't want to, but I mean, he's like,
He's
he got
he's
bitten.
dangerous. Yeah.
He got bitten,
Yeah, you don't know when he's gonna turn. Yeah.
And I love how immediately too, as like they're leaving the house, you see that Ed crashed the other car. Suddenly a zombie attacks Philip and like bites him again.
Yeah.
And Shaun
brutal.
springs into action. Yeah, on the neck.
Yeah.
Shaun springs into action. You see like
doesn't
Shaun
wanna-
is just made for this shit. you
Yeah,
know?
apparently he doesn't want to give him the car, which is a funny bit. Also earlier, when he's trying to convince his mom to leave Philip, he's like, he touched me when he was little.
Yeah,
and
that
his
was-
mom just like doesn't answer.
Just
and I was
like, yeah,
I'm
I
sorry,
made that.
shouldn't
Yeah, I
have said
made that up. Yeah. Shaun tells Ed to be careful as he drives, and they just like rip out of there. Philip is in the back seat. He's all fucked up. I love how we set up the child lock
Yep.
in the part earlier. Like, oh, Philip, you still have the child lock.
Yeah.
And then you
Great
safety first, Shaun, because then it's gonna come up later on.
Of course. So good.
Shaun ends up popping out of the sunroof.
Yeah.
Fucks up some zombies.
Yep.
And then we get the mirror of the like front door call where he like does end up like climbing. They're not gonna
He's
let him.
growing now. He
Climbed. No, not only is he growing, he's a fucking badass.
Yeah, he climbs up there.
He climbs up there, fucking has them open the window, and then he's basically like, y'all, like, I'm here to save you.
David's not happy to see him.
Yeah, not at all. Also, Liz is very like cheeky, and she's like, "Oh, you have a plan now?"
Yeah.
And he's all like, "Liz, this isn't about you and me, dude. This is about survival."
What a line.
Yeah, what a line, you know. And I love how Diana's immediately like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go with you." That makes sense. Yeah, like
that was a
like-
nice moment from her.
yeah, I kind of felt like I don't want to be stuck here like alone. Like, yeah, let's like survive together, right?
I'm with David though. We're way more secure in this building.
And then yeah, for sure. I agree. I wonder like how many people in the building are zombies. Maybe like there's so many logistical things
Yeah.
I'm curious about.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, probably a better
even
place.
just getting
seemed
there.
very seemed like a very like easy place to stay safe. He specifically says that they want to be somewhere ground level later on, which seemed interesting.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
He-
Maybe
he-
just to escape, like an escape route.
Yeah,
kind of
I
thing.
think they're very much in the mindset of like we're gonna make it out of this, right? Like much more Ben mindset than like Harry mindset, which is funny because later on, Shaun, just like Ben, ends up in a fucking like cellar, you know, like
yeah,
seemingly trapped. But
totally.
the fucking it's very I love the lines here where it's like Shaun's like, okay, I've got a car, but it's gonna be cramped with the amount of people we have. So who has like a car. And Diane's like, oh, well, I just passed my driver's test.
Yeah.
And then we're like, okay, what about you, David? And David's like, I just don't see the point of owning a car in London. And he's like,
so
shut the
obnoxious,
fuck up,
bro.
dude.
Yeah.
But I love it though. I love that that's what he says.
Yeah, we also get that kind of mirroring I was talking about earlier, where they're all trying to convince Liz to, kind of. And I like that everyone kind of looks to Liz as a leader a lot of the time too. Like she is kind of like level-headed and in control a lot of the situation. But they're each like Liz, 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 and it's cutting between all their faces. I thought that was a very fun callback.
And she's like, okay, what's the plan? Which is another good callback. And he says, we're gonna go to the Winchester. Which I feel like there must be like it's cutting away from the moment. She's like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" You know?
Yeah.
Which is pretty good. He also tells them to gather all the blunt instruments. Then we have a cool shot of them popping out the front door, just bashing up some zombies. Ed pulls up and says something questionable. He says, "What's up?" And
yeah.
And then Shaun shakes his head, kind of like, "God damn, dude." Then I love how we cut to all of them crammed in the car.
Very good.
And Shaun introducing his mom and Liz as they're like sitting next to each other.
Oh man, the chaos of this scene was so stressful for me. Rock music and Phil dying and like them trying to communicate.
Yeah, it's so chaotic. It's really fucking funny. Like, and the music is super loud, and he's like, "Can you please fucking like turn the music down and all that shit?" And then Philip wanting to talk to Shaun, like have this like heart to heart with him, telling him like, being a dad is hard. I always loved you. Like I thought maybe I could be a role model for you. And you realize here that Shaun's biological father, Shaun's original dad, died, right?
Yeah.
It seems like he lost him. And when he was 12, and his mom married this guy when he was like 12. So he's known this guy for like 17 years of his life, really been more part of his life than his actual father, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, it was super touching, dude.
Yeah, he says, "I always loved you, Shaun," and then near the end, you just needed motivation. Like you saying, he always believed that he could be a great person, or like do great things with his life.
Yeah, and he says, "Promise me you'll take care of your mom."
Yeah.
And I love he's just like screaming, "Ed, pull over!" Ed won't pull over.
It's a zombie.
Finally pulls over, and there's this really like beautiful little back and forth moment that's funny but also so touching. Where he says, there's two actually. There's two really good ones. There's the one where where fucking Shaun is saying to his mom like, Philip's gone, and she's like, where has he gone? And he's like, he's dead, and she's like, no, he's not. And then they're like, oh shit, he's a zombie.
So
and
good.
then the child lock thing comes back again.
Just being trapped in there. I mean, what a great setup.
It is really, really good.
And also, the most angry I've been with Ed. Freaking the way he pulls over like an angry child and ruins the car, basically. Like the hub comes off and everything.
Yeah, he's just like skirt.
Fucking drifts.
Just being a fucking like a douchebag. But the other really beautiful moment after the child locks is, so they lock Philip in there, and Barbara wants to get him out. And she's like, let's get your dad. And he says, he's not my dad. And she's like, enough of this. And he goes, no, he was.
There's nothing left of that man
in that car. But now he's not. Yeah.
And then he fucking flips the radio off.
Yeah.
So good.
It's good. It's a good bit. Yeah, because the music is playing loudly and he turns it off. And you're like, oh, there is something left of him in there. It's a good bit. It's a good bit.
I love that.
But also that, like, the fact that he says that is just so heartwarming that he's like, he was my, acknowledging he was my dad.
Yeah, good stuff.
It was
like, it just, it's hard to cram this much good character growth and this kind of.
I think the performances are really doing a lot of heavy lifting on this.
Yeah.
Like, really good, actors who all have comedic training, but also can,
bring it home.
Yeah, for sure. Really, really good. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, this is when we go down the alleyway and see.
They're in a grassy back path.
Yeah, I forget his name now, but the boots guy is getting eaten back there.
You called him Snake Hips, right?
Yeah, Snake Hips.
Yeah.
What a name.
And I assume he's being eaten by all women. Yeah.
Love that for him.
And that's the thing, because Liz is like, are we close? And Shaun sees him and goes, yeah, we're close.
Yeah.
Because he knows that guy wouldn't have wandered too far away from the Winchester. And then we see them run into the other group of survivors led by Yvonne. And they're a complete mirror. Yvonne's mom is there. Her boyfriend is there. literally like a guy who looks just like David, and the girl who looks like Diane, who's literally wearing the weird little like knitted beanie thing.
It's so funny, yeah. And the two, like the Ed and the Ed look alike, both just like, and they're all the way they all greet each other too is so spot on. And like
both of the Eds are on their phone.
Yeah, just like.
That's very good. That's very good. Good shit.
Yeah, one of those scenes that just like really sticks out in my head. 20 years later or whatever. Even though I've seen it since then. Yeah,
it's a funny one. And then he says the Winchesters just passed all these fences. This is a scene in Hot Fuzz too that comes up again that I thought was funny. I thought it was funny that he's like, okay, let me like get a chance to do it badass style this time. But anyway, he tries to jump over the fence. He knocks the fence over.
And I like that Liz likes this, right? Like this is an endearing moment for him, right? Because it's about trying, kids. You don't always have to be cool. It's about going for it, going the distance.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And then there's that really fucking funny moment where Barbara is like, "Oh, I think Jill and Derek live here," and then like, and then she sees the zombie in the fucking sliding glass door, and then kind of stays behind, and then we see them like sort of trying to formulate a plan of like how to get to the Winchester, and then Shaun is like, "Wait, someone's missing. Oh shit, my mom!" And he fucking jumps on the trampoline over the fucking fence.
Redemption, hell yeah.
And what's funny is that when he comes back with the guy with the robe, they all just like let him fight the guy alone. It's so funny. And they're like giving him tips on how to do it. Like they give him the pole and he's trying to hit it with the little ball, and they're like, no, like stab him.
Yeah, in the way it's just like flipping back and forth. It's just like perfectly done.
He's like, at one point he's like, is anybody gonna fucking help me here?
So good.
But yeah, then he does get his mom back. It is really funny. She is like laying on the ground and she goes, I don't think Jill and Derek live here. It's so fucking funny. She like totally seems like she's like not in like the like same situation as them, right?
No.
She does not seem to accept that like they're being attacked by zombies.
That's a good angle. Like she's like just not like in denial, basically.
Yeah, it feels like it a lot.
That's interesting.
And I mean, she's like spacing out so much. There's like that part later on where well, literally, this is what's gonna happen is Shaun goes to look, and it's a really beautiful, like good, well done shot where he just walks out of frame on like the little slide.
Oh yeah,
stands up, then stands there for a second, comes back down, and he's like, "Yep, there's a lot of them," because he's like saying like, there's probably not that many. Then he like goes up, comes back down. You can tell on his face immediately, like, "Yep, there's a lot of them," and somebody says, and they're like all complaining, and they're like, what are we gonna do?
David is just being insufferable.
And I think Diane says, moaning is not gonna get us anywhere. And then then the zombie moans, and they turn to it, and they're like, oh shit, ideas brewing. And this is fucking Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Let's pretend to be like zombies. And you know what? Diane will lead the class, right?
So funny.
So I love the way that she's like going through with everyone. And when she gets to Barbara, she's like, "Oh my god, very good." And Barbara's just like, "I'm sorry, what did you say?" What did she? I have it right here.
I was spacing out, something like that.
She says, "Sorry, dear, I was miles away."
Right.
This is so fucking funny.
Yeah, I like how she describes like her acting tip to like a drunk who's lost a bet when describing the sadness you should show on your face. I'm like, that's good. It
is good. I also love how then like Ed is like, "I'll do it on the night of," and like which is I think like a reference to like I'll do it like the night of the play, which is fun too. And Shaun is like, "No, come on, dude, tonight is the fucking night." And so Ed does his shitty like zombie impersonation, and Shaun is like, "Eh," and then Ed's like, "What about yours?" And then Shaun does his, and he's like,
pretty good.
He's like, "No, that's pretty good." I love that. That's a good bit.
Yeah, I love that. It's just their friendship's so fun.
Yeah, and then they pretend to be zombies to try to walk up to the friggin' Winchester.
Well, I love this because she's like, all right, let's do a practice run. 1, 2, 3, and then it's just them like on the street doing it. Just great setup.
Good. Yeah, good stuff. And this is where I think we were talking about it earlier, where he gets the phone call. But before that, it is like, they're trying to open the door. The door won't open. David is telling Shaun to break the windows. Suddenly, Ed takes a call from Noodles. And then Shaun freaks the fuck out at Ed.
The way Ed takes the call. He's like, "Yeah, no, I'm not doing anything." And they're fucking surrounded. So good.
And then after he yells at him, we see that all the zombies have noticed them. And at this point, David breaks the fucking window.
Yeah.
And then Shaun's like, "Okay, I have to fucking take charge." So he wrangles up the zombies, yelling at them, trying to distract them and lead them towards him. and he leaves as everyone else shuffles into the fucking Winchester. And this is where
Insane move to run through that many of them.
and the fucking yeah, no, I know. There's a part where I'm like, dude, you're getting bitten right there
Yeah,
for sure.
In Project Zomboid, it's over.
It's over, dude. It's over. But he had the power. He had the power of Deus Ex Machina on his side. There's also, I just love that the trash can that David empties the flowers onto the ground. He throws it and breaks it. And yeah, we have Barbara at the end of the scene finding the flowers.
Yeah, it just occurred to me. They're not super physical. Like, they don't really use their arms very often, the zombies, compared to other zombie movies.
No, not really. No,
They just kind of bite you.
just biters.
Yeah.
Big biters.
Would be a little easier to avoid because it's the arms that get you in Zomboid.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, they'll scratch you.
They'll grab you.
They'll scratch you and they'll grab you and they'll give you a little kiss. And then they like take a little piece of your skin with their kisses.
Spooky kiss.
Yeah. They're eating you. Not really kissing you, but eating is like kissing.
Yeah, yeah. Brains. Barbara finds the flowers, the trash flowers.
That's what I said, dude.
Oh, I'm sorry, I missed that.
That's okay, dude.
Cut it out.
That's okay. I said it twice.
Did you?
Yeah, I guess you were just so taken by me saying what I said
Yeah.
about how kissing is like eating.
Yeah, I was just getting lost.
Eating is like kissing. Why do you think I call it eating out, dude?
Hey, they're inside the Winchester. Some great leadership stuff we've touched on before of David being like, hey, no one else is going to take responsibility for this position. Like, no one's going to take this seriously. I'll be the leader.
Yeah, he also says he's the one who's like, Shaun's been gone for 20 minutes, and Ed's like 17. I love it.
It's canon. That's great.
Well, it's also just like, it kind of shows like, this guy's like, all right, like he's impatient. There's like,
And also that Ed's more locked in than you think. He's staring at his phone like he's not paying attention at all, but
Yeah, and David wants to do the Ben type thing and turn on the lights, right? Like, and Liz is like, don't do that. It's just going to draw more attention. And the power is out anyway. David doesn't think that Shaun is coming back. Liz believes that Shaun will come back. And then they're like, what the fuck are we supposed to do here? And I love the line from fucking Ed. He's like, could get around in.
Yeah.
And then everyone kind of like, looks at him, whatever.
Yeah, David's not having it, but Liz is eventually just like.
But that's what's so funny is that, like, yeah, they're like, David's freaking out, right? Like, well, no, like, Liz is telling David off, and then she's like, you know what, Ed, pour me a double vodka.
Hell yeah.
And then, yeah, David just fucking freaking out, saying, even if Shaun comes back, you're probably just going to drink and eat peanuts in the dark. And then he's, like, throwing the snacks, like, take your little fucking, like, nibbles. And Shaun shows up, like, the awesome shot of him catching the snacks. And then, like, you see, oh, shit, it's Shaun. And you're like, oh, man, this guy's such a badass.
Yeah, and then he comes in here just like, do we check this? Do we do that? Like, securing the perimeter, like, being a real leader. Yeah. That's great.
Yeah. And then they ask him, what's the plan? Cut to him offering them peanuts in the dark. I love that. It's like, they're like, I love how the movie's like, David's not wrong.
Yeah.
David's not right. He doesn't have anything else planned.
Yeah, kind of. It's funny. It's almost a parallel to Night of the Living Dead, where you got Mr. Cooper, who's the obnoxious kind of jerk, but he also isn't wrong, where they should have probably stayed in the cellar.
And David has his Harry moment later on, too.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, he essentially tries to kill Shaun.
Yeah, it's totally 1-to-1, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I was thinking that. David is the Harry of this.
Absolutely.
This story.
Good stuff.
I guess that makes Ed the Tom.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. That's good. And then Liz is Helen.
And Barbara's Barbara.
Barbara's Barbara. That's good stuff.
Barbara be Barbara.
Well, yeah, especially with what you're saying.
Diane is Helen.
Okay.
Liz is just another actual character.
Okay. Fair enough.
It's like if Tom's girlfriend was like a character.
Right.
Yeah. Because Diane feels like more of the actual like direct. I mean, Liz or Diane could both be Helen,
Yeah.
Everybody knows in every group of people, you got your Bens, you got your Harrys, you got your Toms, you got your Barbaras, you got your Helens, you got your Suzannes. those are the evil ones. And then what was her name? Jenny?
The girlfriend?
Yeah.
Judy?
Yeah.
Nice.
Very good.
Great character.
Good
Classic,
job,
iconic character.
Yeah. You always got to smile for me, Judester. Let me see that smile. That was a good smile, dude.
Thanks. He looks really disappointed in my smile. ladies and gentlemen.
I don't know why he's saying that, dude. I have no idea what he's saying. He can't even see. Connor is wearing sunglasses and it's pitch dark in here.
It's true. I always wear them in Alfredo's when I'm doing the podcast.
Connor just always
so
wears
no one
sunglasses.
can see me.
whenever he podcasts, he wears sunglasses.
Oh yeah, I like how there's this moment of David calling Ed Shaun's boyfriend. He's like, he's not my boyfriend, and then he gives him a drink. Thanks, babe.
Yeah, it's very good. I love that moment. Yeah. So then we have them in the dark. Shaun is trying to get Ed to do the monkey impersonation. Ed is like, I'm not your fucking jester, bro.
Yeah, which was such a little moment, but I'm like, yeah, good for you, Ed.
Yeah.
And good for you, script. Like, he's not just a punchline, you know?
Yeah,
He's a
no.
person.
No, it was good. I liked it. And then we see the lights come back on the street.
Mm-hmm.
And oh man, I forgot to make a note of this, but I think the moment where they're in Liz's apartment is like the halfway moment of the script.
Oh,
actually.
really?
Yeah. Like we're all like just action. Like now it feels like.
Yeah. I would say like end of Act 1 is them like leaving the house or maybe facing the zombie in the back. End of Act 2, like getting to the Winchester, right? And then now we're in the final act.
Perhaps. Anyway, so.
So he goes to flip the breaker.
I would give you a more sure answer if I could. I just like sure if you say so. I just can't. I can't remember the timing of everything right now. So
yeah, I just mean in terms of like plot, like the climaxes, the big.
That's what I'm saying. Timing.
Yeah.
I can't remember the timing.
Gotcha.
Of everything perfectly right now. I would have to be thinking about it while I'm watching it. I don't really think about that too much when I'm watching things. I think more of like just like those like sort of just taking it step by step. I think. Especially for this, I'm like looking at that. Maybe I should think about it more, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes I'm like, like you can feel the structure so like sort of like naturally. Like if something is like disjointed about it or feels like the flow is wrong, then it's pretty like apparent.
Yeah,
but
I just find it interesting from a like it's when you notice that it's different, like Jaws, right? Where it's like this doesn't feel like a 3-act. Like it's weird when it's subverted. It's just like one of those like laws in storytelling that's interesting. Not law, but like a template for storytelling.
Yeah, and I think in the Jaws episode, I was like, I don't feel like it's. I think I was very specific. I think for that one, I had a little bit more. Where I was like, no, I don't. I disagree. I feel like it is 3, and these are like kind of the 3.
Right. Yeah. No, but interesting.
But for this
flows.
one, I think for this one, the flow of these kinds of movies, it is like so like and then.
Yeah.
Like not in a bad way, but it is
Yeah.
kind of like this like chain of events where I like kind of get lost in it and like don't really see the forest for the trees,
Yeah, I guess the way I see it is like set up Act 1, boom, we're in the zombie world. Act 2, our mission is to fulfill this plan, get to the Winchester. We're at the Winchester. Rest of the movie is Winchester.
Yeah, I mean it makes sense.
But
again, I don't have it in front of me right now, dude.
Shaun goes to flip the breaker, and he turns on the right one, but he's just kind of like checking out what another one does, and he sees all the zombies outside because he gave them.
Well, they know that they have power because they see the lights come on outside.
Yeah, and earlier he's like, I gave him the slip, right? But like they all followed him back.
Yeah, he sees when he turns on the light, he sees that they're all pressing up against the door.
I like that he just
outside,
closes the door curtain.
Yeah, he
on
just
them.
turns the light off, closes the door curtain, and then you do see one of the doors in there like shaking, like there's a zombie in there as well.
Yeah.
When he gets out there,
They're watching TV.
Yeah, all the channels are fucked up though, like they're not like transmitting. Ed asks Liz for a quid
So funny.
to play a game. And I love that setup if you're like, oh, I wonder what that's going to go to. And then Liz and Shaun are talking and he's like, we've got a problem. Like they're going to get in. And I love that she's like, well, I thought you said you like avoided them. He's like, they must have followed me. And then she like doesn't really freak out. She just goes, then we just have to be extra quiet, I guess, And I do like that too, right? Because it would be so easy to be like, okay, this is a moment where she gets mad because he like fucked up, but like she's like no, like I think he's like proven himself so handy in this situation that I would definitely be like, even if you fuck up, I need to have someone as like as efficient or like as like locked in as you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, he's being a leader, you know?
Yeah, he is for sure.
And like she says near the end, right, where he's like, I ruined everything, and she responds like, well, at least you did something.
Yeah, absolutely. We have Ed, when she says we just got to be quiet. Ed wins like the jackpot, starts like just pissing coins out, making a bunch of noise. Suddenly, John the bartender pops out of nowhere. He's a zombie now.
I love this sequence.
And then suddenly,
so much.
"Don't Stop Me Now" comes on, and somebody's like, "Who put that on?" It's on random callback.
If my favorite sequence is the back to back, like going down the street, this would be my second probably. Just if not the best part, it's so fun how synced up all the actions in it are. It's just like nonstop. Like David in the back flipping the switches to the beat of the music, and all the zombies like reaching up towards the signs like it's a show.
It's very, very funny. Yeah,
the pool sticks hitting the bartender.
Yeah, because he's trying to turn the jukebox off, and then like
so good.
And then I also love the part with the that where he's like, "I'll go for the gun." No, the gun doesn't work. All right, let's make Molotov cocktails, and they're like, "No, that's gonna burn the whole place down. Let's use pool cues." But it's also calling the shots of like the other things they're gonna do later.
Yeah, good point.
David starts the light show is very funny. I love how like you said that he's literally just doing it to the time is such a great bit.
Yeah,
and then the thing with the dart is so fucking funny.
Oh yeah, there's also a great moment where the line in the Queen song is "explode," and right at that part, Liz like shoots a fire extinguisher into the face of the zombie. It's just like so satisfied. I love it.
Yeah, and this is also the part where we get the line "David kill the Queen," and he goes, "What?" And it's like, ha 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 ha. We would never say that about the Queen. She's dead now, though. R.I.P. I guess.
R.I.P. Pour one out.
I mean, whatever. I'm not monarch person. I feel like those people don't deserve to like make money just because of whatever.
Oh no, we lost all our British subscribers.
But we've got the Irish, don't we? Yeah. Fuck those fucking. I'm just joking. I'm just joking. But I will. Yeah. I mean, hey, I'll stand on it. Yeah. Fuck a monarch.
Yeah.
The only monarch I like is from Venture Bros. The Monarch Butterfly. That's one of my and Dr. Gale Fred. God, what a fucking God. We should just make this show about Venture Bros. I love that show. But yeah, the bit with the dart I'm talking about is that because the zombies start pouring in, but fucking Diane is trying to throw darts at the fucking bartender that Shaun is like wrestling with, and he's like, "No, don't do that." And then she hits him in the arm. He's like, "Yes, aim for the head," and then the next dart hits him in the head. It's so fucking
brutal.
Funny. Yeah. They finally like Ed tosses Shaun the gun. Finally,
it works.
And he just beats him up with the gun
because he doesn't think it's gonna work.
And then because Ed's like, "Why didn't you just shoot him, dude?" And he's like, "I told you the gun doesn't work."
Yeah, it goes off.
Fucking great bit, you know. And then he's like, "Hey, I told you." He's like, "Okay, but
dogs can look up."
Yeah. Which I think so too, dude.
I'm pretty sure on that one.
I don't have a dog, so I don't know. Well, my dog's right here, dude. My dog's right here. What's up, dude?
What's up, dog?
What's up, G?
What
Look up to this.
Maybe
Wait,
there's
Connor
a certain
can't
angle,
look up. Oh my god, my dog can't look up. What were you gonna say? Sorry.
Nothing. No, it was a dumb joke. They got 29 bullets.
They do. Bertrand Russell said the only thing that will redeem mankind is cooperation.
Yeah, great moment. Like,
was that on the back of a beer mat? Yeah, Guinness Extra Cold. But Liz won't tell anyone. It's a great bit.
Yeah, love that.
We have Liz also. She's taking care of Barbara.
Yeah, Barbara gives her necklace
because she got bit.
Sweet.
It's sweet. She got bit. She's put everyone in danger. Selfish Barbara.
Damn it, Barbara.
And it is like there's this thing that they notice the bite, but then zombies are sort of like bursting through.
Yeah, they just start breaking in. I love how
Shaun has the gun, and they're all telling him where to shoot.
And he's just missing like every single shot.
Yeah, it's really fucking funny, yeah.
They just like about to get completely swarmed. This part, it's comedic, but I'm also like, it's been so like tight with the actual danger that there's part of me that was like, now they're all just standing outside because it's convenient, whatever.
Yeah, for sure. There is like the whole thing where they're pushing past this like boarded up window. They're able to get him back, and they start boarding up the windows. And at that point, Shaun gives the gun to Ed, And I love how this sort of sequence of like Shaun goes over and then he realizes she's been, and then Ed gives the gun to Diane, like, oh, I'm gonna go over and check on Barbara, and then Diane's like, oh, I have first aid training, and gives the gun to David.
Yes, yeah.
Which has a reason for it happening, but also happens in a funny way, right?
Yeah, it really does.
Because ultimately, then like, you have Barbara thanking Shaun for the flowers, but then she dies, right? Shaun is super emotional, and David is like ready to be like, okay, time to kill her. Time to blow her head off. And Shaun's like, dude, no.
Yeah.
You can't fucking do that.
Again, David's ready. He's just being a dick about it.
Yeah, and like the way that it works out in the end, right? Like where there is this sort of like back and forth about it, and then like, he does realize that he's going to have to fucking like shoot her eventually. But yeah, there's a lot of tension around this moment. There is the whole thing about like saying, you love Liz, and Diane being like, yeah, I know you love Liz. Like,
and at one point it turns into a Mexican standoff, but with broken bottles and a corkscrew. Like,
it's very funny
funny
because like fucking Ed and Shaun both have bottles up at fucking David, and then Diane goes, well, that's not like very fair. So Ed hands her a bottle. She points her bottle at fucking Shaun, and then Ed goes to get the corkscrew and points the corkscrew at David.
Good.
This is very funny.
Yeah. Oh, and just a little moment earlier when they're telling him which direction to shoot, they keep being like, okay, 12 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and then
11:45.
11:45.
Let's not get so specific. And then immediately call back to when he's playing the video game. Shaun said to Ed earlier, top left. Ed says to Shaun, top left, and he like hits that shot.
I missed it. Great, nice.
It was cute. I like the little
good callback. Yeah.
I like that. I like them playing PlayStation together. I'm glad they finally get to at the end of the movie.
Hell yeah, brother. Yeah, because they keep getting interrupted.
Yeah, it sucks, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a real commentary on being like growing up, dude. Like not being able to find time to game with your boys.
Too real,
dude. People are talking about the male loneliness epidemic. It is a male lack of time to fucking game with your boys epidemic.
This
really,
is the true horror of zombie movies.
This is the true horror of zombie movies and of modern society, y'all. I know that this is probably gonna get censored, because like I'm speaking my truth out here, but I just need it to be known. Like I can't stand idly by and let like my bros and like bros of bros and just like men out there like
who can't game with their bros.
We used to be a country.
We used to be a gamer bro country.
Anyway, I'll get off my soapbox. I'll get off my Xbox.
Never.
I'm a PC gamer. Don't worry, folks.
Yeah, and this is a great moment again, just in terms of Liz like calming things down. I love that she's always like she's the one that everyone relates to in the group the most, right? Like you're either in love with her, or you're a good friend with her.
Yeah.
Or you're the mom who's like just great, So she's able to like get the situation back together.
Yeah. It is a super tense moment, and like Liz calls it. She says David's being a twat, and I do think it's really funny how David calls Shaun pickle, like his mom called him previously. It's really, but it's like irritating, but it's like a good movie. Where it's like he says something like blah blah blah, I don't know, like pickle, and I'm like, fuck you, dude. But yeah, Liz is able to calm Shaun down, like make him see the situation. See Barbara rises from the dead, and David hands Shaun the gun. He's like, you do it, bro. And he fucking shoots her in the fucking head, dude. It's rough.
It is rough. Some real zombie shit here.
Yeah, and then fucking David says, I think we're all agreed you did the right thing, and Shaun immediately punches him. And this is where we have the whole Harry Ben sort of moment again.
Pointing the rifle at him.
Yeah, they scuffle. He points the rifle. He pulls the trigger and click.
Yeah,
because it's out of bullets.
I had forgotten that. He tried to kill Shaun right there. That's wild.
Fucked, dude. That's what I was saying earlier. Yeah, dude. It's like pretty wild.
He went further than Mr. Cooper.
Yeah. He fully made the decision to fucking try to murder this guy, dude.
Absolutely brutal.
Yeah, and then David's like, okay, I am so embarrassed.
What an idiot,
I picture that
dude.
He's like, I'm so embarrassed by what just happened. I just made such an ass of myself.
Yeah.
Like, I thought I was going to shoot him, stand up and be like, okay, I'm in charge now, right? But nope. I just look like a fucking douchebag.
And I'm going to make it worse.
He's like, I'm leaving.
Yeah, I'm going to open the barricade.
I'm going to take my toys and I'm going to go.
What an asshole.
I do like that, I do like, though, that he is going to leave and Diana's like, you're stupid. And there's a moment where David is about to apologize to
Yes,
Shaun.
I love that.
And then that's when the zombies burst through and take him.
Last moment of redemption.
And they
yeah.
fucking rip his stomach open.
Brutal death.
Dude, I feel like
Absolutely
if I was
brutal.
an actor, I would want to have that death. Like
It's insane.
That's a sick death.
It's a
dude.
sick death, man. It's horrifying, dude. Just like being able to see his face slowly die, like it's.
I was
crazy.
so like the way that they rip open his shirt and then like I was like they're gonna rip his stomach open and they did and I was like that is really impressive. That's really well done.
And then they just kind of end up with his legs in a
Yeah,
classic
no, like they're like
cartoon way.
pulling so hard they have his legs, and then Diane runs out and starts beating zombies up with his
Oh,
legs.
Diane, hate to lose
It
you.
was fucking funny though.
It
It's a
was.
good way to go out. Good for her, dude.
Yeah, she's no,
She's like a very like fun character, and
Yeah.
I love the way that
she
her
doesn't
arc,
get a
right?
ton, but she's distinct and like adds
I mean,
to
she
it.
has some good moments. Like she
Yeah.
has the acting moment.
Yeah.
She has a lot of really funny lines throughout. Like she says a couple things. Like just because the dialogue is so taut, we haven't really been able. Like it's hard to like.
Yeah.
Like you want to literally read the script and be like, look at this joke, look at this joke.
Oh,
But
yeah.
she's like, each of those scenes, it feels like everyone is like part of the rhythm of the banter.
Totally. I guess everyone else feels like they have more plot relevance. Like everyone else is kind of tangled up in this love triangle or like
Yeah, I think she as the woman who's like on the out, like I think her thing where she's like, she rejected you and I was the one who was there to pick up the pieces and I've accepted that.
Yeah.
Like that's a really strong
Yeah.
character, I
Yeah.
think. Like that's a really cool aspect for it. And at the end that like, you know what? And she's like living her reps. She actually loves this guy to the point where
she's
was
gonna
like
go die with him.
yeah, she like loved him. Like she
Yeah.
really loved him and she accepted him to the point of knowing that she wasn't who he wanted to be with.
Yeah.
And she was like, there's something so complex about like I think that I feel like I think I know what you mean, like with her not getting the most, but even still, like
Yeah.
that's like, dude, that's
Yeah, no. She's very well defined and good like emotional beat of her.
character development in this. Like the characters in this movie, I think are like really well written,
Yeah.
like super well
Absolutely.
written. We're the one that even the one where you'd be like, oh, this is probably the one who has the least to do. You're still like, I mean, like Barbara.
Yeah, I was thinking Barbara too. Yeah,
Yeah,
But-
has very little
But
to do.
she's still like very plot relevant because it's his mom.
Yeah.
And it's like everything him accepting and like, having to become a man and all that,
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, all the characters super fun, super well rounded. Like it's like the kind of crew you want to see in one of these like trapped together somewhere.
Absolutely.
It's actually kind of sad how little time we have of them trapped together.
Yeah.
But again, it just contributes to like that quick tempo.
I
of,
forgot,
like, this movie.
how fast this part moves along. Yeah, just all the zombies get in. This is the big showdown, basically.
We see them all rush in. Liz and Shaun are holding them off. Ed gets overrun by zombies. He gets bitten by Pete.
Yeah,
And then Pete's nudity is still perfectly blocked. Very funny.
love it.
Shaun and Liz jumping behind the bar. Shaun screaming for Ed. Ed pops over it.
The way he pops in, it's just like
Yeah.
it doesn't make any sense because they're
Yeah.
completely surrounded, but it feels just right. Like,
And then he like fucking lights the like fucking bar on fire.
yeah, which is sick.
And then they're like, okay, where are the shells? And it's
Yeah.
like on the bar.
Yeah, the shells are just on fire. I love the way this.
And the way
wraps
they
up.
start going up
Yeah,
and
that's what
shooting
saves them.
zombies,
It's
it's so
great.
fucking funny. And then they're like, we're gonna light Night of the Living Dead style go into the cellar.
In a great moment too is that like everyone's been kind of treating Ed like he's kind of worthless throughout the movie, but he's the one like, oh, let's go in the cellar. Like
Yeah.
there's a way to get out through there.
Yeah, he tells them that there's like a barrel, like basically how they bring the beer in,
Which I
right?
appreciate. Again, it's just like he's not just the punchline.
Yeah. And they do get into the cellar. And as the zombies are getting behind the bar, Shaun can't open the door to the outside.
Yeah.
And this is pretty funny that it's just like a matter of like a button.
Just you had to like turn on the light. You
You
just had
just
to
have to
see.
try to smoke a cigarette
Yeah, that's so
and
funny.
see that there's a button there. But yeah, this is like kind of like an all is lost sort of moment
Yeah.
where, like you said, Shaun is like really getting down on himself. And Liz is like, hey man, don't don't be so down on yourself. And then Liz is like, do you think the zombies are going to break down the door? And Shaun's like, yeah, probably. And she's like, how many shells left? And this is another classic sort of thing. And he goes, 2. He's like, I guess we could shoot a lot of them if like they stood like in a line.
Yeah, good
Which
line.
is a good bit. And then she's like, I wasn't thinking about them. And he's like, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
They're both like implying taking themselves out. They're like, okay, but what about Ed? You know, like we don't
I
have
don't
enough.
mind being eaten.
I don't mind being eaten alive. I love that. He's like good for him. But yeah, the logistics of the suicide is well done here too.
Yeah,
like,
because I found it very grounded in the moment of Shaun being like, I don't think I can actually do this. Like,
Yeah.
and I don't think I can kill
well, he
you.
also mimes. He mimes like shooting her and then shooting himself, and like he's like thinking about it, and like you said, he's like, I can't have killed my flatmate,
Yeah.
Pete, my
My
mom, and like my girlfriend all on the same day. And she goes, "What makes you think we're back together?"
Yeah, it's just such a good dialogue. It just all
Really
comes
good,
together.
yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah, and he is kind of like, well, I don't know. I kind of figure, you know, since I'm like a fucking hero. And he's like, well, I'm not smoking anymore, right?
Right. And he also like, what, you want to die single?
Yeah, that's very good.
Yeah, and he hasn't had a smoke. I love that Liz had them. So this is kind of what we were saying earlier with Yvonne, where it kind of feels like she kind of would take him more for who he is. This is Liz doing that in this moment, right? Like she picks up his bad habit a little bit. Like
Yeah,
she was
well,
desperate.
she's like, yeah, no, I need a cigarette after you left. Like I'm having a hard time with it too, you know.
Yeah.
And yeah, that was very cute. And yeah, they go to light a cigarette. They notice the buttons for the lift. He's like, come on, Ed, come out with us. Like, let's go. Let's go. Survive.
Ed
And
goes out like such boss.
Ed is like, nah, man, I think I'm gonna stay.
Yeah.
And he's like,
How casual he is about it. It's just
yeah, he's like, no,
so
I'm
good.
gonna stay.
No, I'm good.
And then they do have this really warm moment. Shaun gives him the gun, and like you get this moment where you're like a really sweet, like, I'm sorry, Shaun.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, and then he does it. No, I'm sorry, Shaun. You're like, oh shit, okay, he farted.
Yeah, and you roll your eyes, but you're like, that is a good setup.
Yeah, we know, we all know a guy like this, you know. A lot of my friends would say the guy they know like this is me,
And
I would say that's offensive.
And this is a great callback too, where this is like my favorite part of this bit is that earlier he says, "I'll stop doing it when you stop laughing."
Yeah.
And he's like, "I'm not laughing the first time." And this time, he's actually crying while he's laughing. So it's like, I'm not laughing. And
Yeah,
this
it's
time
very
it's
cute.
super like,
Yeah, you're
emotional.
so right. Yeah, I love that part of it. But yeah, bye Ed, I love you. And then he does the thing he did earlier too, where he goes gay.
Yeah, again, when I heard it the first time, I was like, okay, early 2000s gay joke. And
But
then
actually,
here,
it's funny because comedy has wrapped around to the point where like that's like funny
back again.
That's like funny again. Like, and I actually was like, and I was actually like less shook by that.
Yeah, me too. But it was still just like, okay,
Yeah, yeah,
whatever
felt- yeah,
joke.
yeah,
and then
yeah.
it comes back again. You're like, okay, that's pretty good.
Yeah,
That's pretty
yeah,
good.
for sure, for sure. Yeah, they take the lift up to the street. The zombies don't seem to notice them, like when they first lift up, and then suddenly, the military showing up is so funny. It's also very Night of the Living
Yeah.
Dead, right?
Mhm.
But the way they show up and their bullets tear through the zombies,
Yeah,
you
just
see one of the guys just punch
explode.
one in the face. Yeah, it is like literally like suddenly it turns into, like this.
Like
over
the end
the
of
top.
Clue where the cops come in.
And just like it just feels so over the top.
Totally.
And then you do have friggin' Yvonne shows up as well, and she brought the military to help them out.
I love Yvonne. She's always so chipper every time you see her.
Yeah, again, it feels so strange. It feels like
Yeah.
did they change the script at
Right,
the
it
last
feels
second?
like it's setting her up for something.
Like,
and
I
not
feel
Liz was originally gonna die, and then
no,
maybe,
I literally think that the thing that was changed was at the end he's supposed to be with like Yvonne on the couch, and you go, wait, what the fuck, right?
Yeah.
And then maybe like she would offhandedly say like Liz and insert my ex-boyfriend's name here called they want to do dinner later or something like that,
Yeah,
right? Like that.
yeah. Maybe it
and
was
so
an
they're-
alternate ending,
So they're
yeah.
friends now, but like they like because again, like the thing that Sandra Bullock says in Speed about like these situations, like sure they make us like hornier for each other, but is it like really like good to build a relationship
Right.
off of it?
Right.
And so I felt like the like kind of like sub lesson would be like, hey, like despite all that shit, like, you know, sometimes things don't work out, you know?
Yeah.
That's what I pictured happening. I'm okay with the ending the way
Yeah,
it
well,
is.
it totally works because she still loves Shaun. It was his attitude
Yeah.
about life.
Yeah, for sure. But don't you feel like it feels
It felt like
it feels like that
felt
would
it
be
was
like a
set up.
little natural thing like to
Yeah.
have in there. And then it would be kind of like a cheeky comedy movie thing to
Yeah.
do to like kind of pull the rug out from under you at the end.
But I'm also, true, and a horror move to pull the rug out from you at the end. But I'm also invested in the relationship. So,
Yeah, absolutely.
you know,
Good for
I like them together.
I'm happy for them. I'm happy for them. But
Oh yeah, and the way they hold hands when it cuts to black at the end of the scene after they talk to Yvonne.
yeah,
very
very cute. Yeah, because we just see them from behind, like
Yeah.
standing there with like the
Like
headlights
just
flooding at them.
unconsciously.
Yeah.
Like I like that a lot.
And then we cut to the news like
This
6
part
months
is
later.
so
This is
funny.
really funny. There's the boy who held off his whole zombie family.
The way it's shot, where it's just like a recreation of what happened.
And it just like
so
makes
funny.
it look like like
On
just
Sunday.
yeah. And it's like, what the fuck, dude? There's the
it feels-
newscaster from Z-Day who says the thing about like, I never thought I'd say that
Yeah.
on live television.
Yeah, just like really soaking it up. Yeah.
And then there's Coldplay is doing Zombade.
Yeah.
It's very funny.
And this we do see that 6 months later, and right when it's about to say what happened, it cuts away, but it said it earlier too. So
Yeah,
but
they're
it's
like, oh, people are like, well, people. I think they have theories of how this happened or whatever. We also see that Noel is a zombie, and he's an example of a zombie that's being used in the service industry. And I was like, that's fucked up. And then immediately cuts to they're also being used in game shows. Also fucked up.
so
Like, what
funny,
the
though.
fuck, dude?
Yeah, I love it. It reminded me of like Idiocracy, where it's like over the top, but it's like it does feel on par
It is
for
very
humanity.
funny.
Yeah,
It is just funny them like saying the service industry and just showing a guy like carting like carts. I wonder if that's like a British thing. Maybe like the word doesn't mean quite the same thing. But like it's just like I'm picturing when you say service industry, I'm picturing like a zombie server.
You're right.
I don't know, dude. Like I don't know how you would do that, but it is funny that it's just like carting stuff. Also, the game show thing is so ridiculous,
good.
you know.
And a lady married to a zombie on a talk show. He's like, "You sleep with it?"
Yeah, it seems like it was her husband, and she like
She still
stayed married. To
Yeah,
him,
they're still together.
which is very funny.
And there was a 28 days reference here, 28 days later reference here, where they're like, there was a theory that it was rage-infected monkeys, but that has been dismissed.
That's good. Yeah, I didn't notice that one. That one's good though.
Hell yeah.
I do. I do like. Then we get Shaun doing his zombie yawn again.
Yep.
Him and Liz are together, and she does the what's the plan then?
Yeah, they make a plan for the day.
It's
yeah.
very
Full
cute.
circle.
Very cute.
I love it.
And he does take 2 sugars with his tea, which when his mom asked him earlier,
yeah.
you take it with 2 sugars. She's like, I haven't taken sugar in my tea since 1982. Kind of like snarky. And it's
Yeah.
so cute that it's like I'm taking sugar with my tea because it reminds me of my mom.
Oh,
It's very cute, yeah. And then
catch that.
she says
that.
adventurous to him, like he doesn't usually do it, but like
Okay.
yeah.
That's really good.
I thought it was very good. And then he says I might actually pop out into the garden for a bit.
And she's like, fine.
But she says it in a very like
I know, like kind of way.
it not yeah like okay
Understanding
like
type
like
way.
like yeah go do your
playful
thing yeah
kind
go
of
do your
way,
thing
yeah.
for sure, which I loved.
Yeah.
And then we see it's an awesome shot. You just see him like walk in the shed, sit down, but you hear again player 2 has entered the game, and you're like player 2. You see
He almost
Ed
bites
tries
him.
to bite him.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, Ed, you know.
I love the idea that he can still
Yeah.
play video games.
Yeah, it's just so ingrained in him. He did it so
Yeah.
much. And
Oh
then
my
You're My
God.
Best Friend by Queen starts playing.
Love that song. One of my favorite Queen tracks.
It was very cute. I love like male friendships, you know, like in movies.
Yeah.
Like this one is definitely not one where you're like super like digging into it, right? Like but still it's cute, you know. They're friends, they like each other, they
It's
care
just
about
so
each
pure,
other.
right? And everyone can relate to that, and like everyone wants a friend like that in their life. you
Yeah.
know? They're just
For sure.
brothers in arms.
Good shit, dude. Good shit.
Really, really good. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'll say it first. I'm like between A and S,
That's
honestly.
where I am.
I'm gonna say S. I'm just gonna say S. Like I think if you make me like laugh out loud, you know, like it's not just that. I don't.
Yeah, I'm struggling with it a little bit because I feel like I've said this before a couple times where an S tier to me is almost like a spiritual thing. Like, does it elevate me to like something greater? And I don't know if this movie does, but it also reminded me.
It's for sure an S tier horror comedy.
Yes, exactly.
For sure, S tier horror
because
comedy.
it would make me think of what I think it was at the end of the Clue episode. Actually, you said something about like, well, where does a comedy like how far can a comedy movie
you're right.
go?
You're right. I'll give it an A. I'll give it an A because I think that's the ceiling for this kind of movie. Like even though this is like executed to a T
Yeah.
the way I want it, I think it there is unfortunately a ceiling. So I will be swayed by my own words. I think I'll give it an A, but say it is an S tier within its genre.
Yeah, definitely S tier within its genre. I'm still torn because again, it's just like like so few nitpicks. It's so tight. It's so entertaining. The character stuff's really good.
Commentary on humanity is like
Yeah,
there.
yeah. It like has a good lesson in it. I think I'm just gonna say like A plus because it doesn't like quite get there for me, but I do feel like it's a really strong A. Like
I would say like an A plus is almost like exemplary of its genre. It's a genre film that almost reaches S status.
yeah,
Like it is locked in a way, like genre locked, you would almost say. There's no such thing as being genre locked. I'm just sort of saying like when you're making a movie within this sort of like vibe, you're not like sometimes like you're kind of like, okay, I'm not aiming for that, right? I'm not
Yeah.
trying for the mirror, right? I'm not trying for there will be blood. I'm trying for this, right?
yeah.
And so I think A plus feels like you are like almost punching out of like the
You're-
confines
yeah.
of it because there are movies. There are movies that are those genre movies that you watch and you're just like, oh, this is just supposed to be a noir movie, and then you're like, fuck.
Yeah.
But I say just a noir movie for me, dude. Noir is one of those genres where it gets very deep, very emotional. But I don't know, more like I don't know. This is just supposed to be like
It's supposed to be a good
like
time.
a horror movie or like a
Yeah.
sci-fi movie or like a where it's supposed to be kind of campy or whatever,
Yeah.
and then you're like, actually, this is like really like hidden, you know?
Yeah, it hits. It hits. It slaps. It definitely reaches some emotional levels, and it's
I'm
really,
with
really
I'm
good.
with you on the A plus. I think A plus is a good
Hell yeah,
is a
brother.
good call, you know?
Yeah, and like, there's part of me that almost feels bad about that because I'm like, if this comedy can't get an S tier for me, like, is there one that can do it?
Yeah, no, that's a good point. I think yeah. I mean I think a drama with comedy elements is going to be stronger than like a comedy that like
Because like Weapons, I did give an S tier, and that is very comedic, but it's a lot more horror drama front with comedic beats.
yes, absolutely.
And this
yeah.
is very comedic forward with
Yeah, for
horror
sure.
drama.
I mean, you
beats.
can tell with like the choice of like music and stuff. I think
Yeah.
like Weapons score
Yeah.
is like a horror drama sort of like score.
Absolutely.
Whereas like with this
It's
movie, you can
funky,
feel it's a little bit
quirky,
yeah.
yeah.
But dude, also fun factor through the fucking
Oh
roof,
yeah,
dude.
it's
Through
amazing.
the friggin'
It's
roof.
amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is it's kind of a masterpiece in a lot of ways, I think.
It is. I think it's a real fucking masterclass in how to like write this sort of story. The character writing, again, that is like S tier as well. I think
Yeah, I think the script is S tier in general. like-
I would agree. I would agree. It's funny how this is a zombie movie set in London because next week we're watching
yeah, well, I was very pleased to get this reference at the end
a
of the movie.
zombie movie set in London.
28 days later.
28 days later. When I said the thing about the bodies into the River Thames or whatever, I was like, oh shit, dude, there's that iconic shot where
Yeah.
he's walking over the bridge.
Yeah.
Very excited to revisit this. Haven't seen it since the first time I watched it, which was with you and Juan
Many, many years ago. Yeah, must have
many
been
years ago.
15 years ago or something like that.
Yeah, I
probably.
mean, we don't have to dwell on the specific number. No, not 15 years ago.
I don't think so.
No. Because I think I had bought beer.
12 years ago.
Well, maybe 13 years ago.
13 years ago. Okay.
13 years ago.
13 years later, we're watching
Um,
28 days
Yeah,
later.
we are watching 28 Days Later. At the end of that episode, I don't know, we might have some fun stuff.
We got some.
We got
some
a
fun
fifth episode this month as well.
bonus episode.
Bonus episode. I guess we'll just y'all can guess. You can try and figure it out. But we will let y'all know by the time we'll let you know next episode. But yeah, that's what we got on the horizon.
That's right, Alfredo.
Fuck. Yeah, I guess we're
Praise.
keeping things real tight around here. Not really. I'm so tempted to just like let a little stuff loose, but you'd rather just wait till next episode? Okay. We are bringing back the wheel at the end of next episode.
That's right.
We have trapped, right? That's our last category. We'll keep this a mystery for the episode, but we're throwing in 3 extra categories.
Yeah.
We're going to spin the wheel with 4 boys. 4 boys. We're going to spin the wheel with 4 categories. And so each one has a 25% chance of coming up. That's how probability works. And that will be our category for the month of November.
That's right. And whichever one doesn't make it will go straight to hell.
Yeah, probably come back for the big draft that we're planning at the end of the year.
That's right.
That is something on the horizon as well. We are going to get together with a couple people, have a big number of categories, big number of movies, and we're gonna set up our board, our wheel for next year. That is gonna be one of the episodes in December. That leaves 3 unaccounted for weeks in December. You must be asking yourself, what are they going to do? I'll tell you right now, we're not doing something off a category.
No.
It's going to be something that we have decided ourselves.
Something very special.
Something special. Yes, something special indeed.
Hell yeah, brother.
But for now, we'll just have to, keep it under wraps.
Brains.
As always, thank you so very much for listening to Cinema Forecast. We really appreciate y'all's listening, commenting. Please like and subscribe. Tell everybody you know about us. We're fun, I think.
Yeah, we're cool guys.
And as always, call your mom. Tell her you love her. Tell your best bro you love him.
Not before it's too late. This is 2 movies in a row.
Not before it's too late, dude.
Yeah,
I love you, dude.
Love you too, man.
We just shook hands, which is a weird thing to say after you say I love you.
I love you, bro.
I love you, bro.
Firm handshake.
Make time to game with your boys.
That's what this is really all about,
And
folks.
boys is non-binary, by the way. I don't want people coming out here like, oh, so no. Everyone can game and everyone should game.
Yeah.
This podcast might be about movies, but the message we're promoting is game. Really.
It's all about the games.
It's all about the games.
This is actually one big ad for Project Zomboid.
Oh yeah, Project Zomboid. Hell yeah. Yeah, I mean, if anybody's interested, tell if you want to see us play a game together sometime, we could maybe put that together if you want. I don't know. We could do a little Project Zomboid playthrough type thing.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
That would be fun. It would be very fun.
Yeah.
It would be super fun. But yeah, that's all I got. Thank you so much, Connor. I love you, buddy. We'll fucking we'll see y'all in the friggin' brains. A tasty brain. Yummy.
But dogs can't look up.